When we last left off, our intrepid heroes made the journey out from Cleona's home village, having run into what they seem to believe is the end of the necromancy investigation there, and have headed up towards Kardenthold, their uh, journey's end. However, on the way there, they encountered a group of brigands on a bridge. The brigand problem has been an ever-increasing menace in the region, and the party just so happened to stumble upon one led by the group's leader, a woman who has been hunted quite vigorously by the rangers. And it turns out there's a damn good reason that they haven't been able to capture her. She is outright immune to weaponry. Only silver blades and magic seem to do anything to her at all.
And bunny boys who punch really, really hard.
Yes, and bunny boys who can sucker punch like you wouldn't believe. And so, the party, being adventurers, managed to take her out and capture her. The last thing you did was confirm that yes, it is silver weapons that can cut her flesh. Wonder why.
Yeah, my vote is on weird thing.
No, we don't wonder why. We confirmed it with that big medicine check that she was indeed something like it.
Yes. I don't think you confirmed it, but you have a strong inkling that, yeah, she's probably like her.
20.
There's sadly no exact fucking test unless we were to put her under the arcane microscope, so to speak. But we don't have those means. But it's a pretty good positing, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's very, very easy. Out of character, it's very easy. You cut them with the silver blade, then put a fucking silver coin in the wound.
No, because I'm not a monster.
Why would you do that?
I mean, it would suck for them a whole lot.
If she wakes up and actually is in quite a bit of pain from that, then yes, they are a lycanthrope.
I suppose, but I don't know that we would know that exactly. Anyway, we've posited as many of these pieces together over as we possibly can.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, what's his name? Zanza doesn't punch or sucker punch. He just does, the thing that bunnies do with their foot, like tapping it really fast.
Zanza just follows the Goku school of punching, which just punch. If it doesn't work, just punch harder.
No, here's the thing though. It's weird. It doesn't work for Zanza. It's more like, what's his name again? Rana Sautone. You can't punch the hardest, but you can punch the fastest. Like chestnut attack, like that rapid fire punch.
Zanza just wheels back and then runs forward with a punch.
So, I don't remember if Iona woke up
at
the end of last session.
No,
I got her
way.
when I got her
Yes.
when I got her into the cart. I gave her one of my healing elixirs.
Ah, okay, then yes, she has just awoken. And so, yeah, she sort of squirms in her bonds a little bit, like testing them out, saying like, oh yes, I am tied up. Then, as she does so, she makes a little hiss of pain and looks to where she was cut with Zanza's silver sword and gives you all a flat look and says, was that really necessary? Knocking me out and cutting me. I said I'd come peacefully.
I think someone dropped their sword.
She squints at you.
I give her a shrug. I'll take a long drag on the pipe and flip it around so that she can do the same.
Alright, yeah, she'll take a draw.
Yep. Return to my mouth. That's fine.
Zanza can't help himself. He'll ultimately tell the truth and go, sorry, we just wanted to see why conventional weapons wouldn't work on you.
Well, you could have asked.
I mean, but you were unconscious.
Well, you made me unconscious.
I mean...
I have been taken prisoner before, and you are by far the worst at it.
Hey, we've only had you prisoner for like 5 minutes. At least wait before you review us so harshly.
She gets a terrible review on Yelp.
Yeah, she just starts laughing.
So why doesn't it work?
What kind of weird thing are you? Is it a pupper? Is it a meow? Is it a flap?
She'll just, she'll make herself stop laughing after a moment and say, "Well, I suppose the secret's out. I am indeed a were-tiger." Rawr.
Ah, it is a meow. Okay.
A were-tiger.
She'll flash you all a
Doesn't that
toothy grin.
Doesn't that naturally gift you with amazing abilities and strength?
I mean, better than your average person. Though I've never
If
seen someone
anything-
quite as...
Zanza, please don't set yourself up for a humble brag.
Hmm?
Never mind.
Zanza kind of like blinks at you sideways, doesn't know what you're talking about. I was simply going to ask if she's so strong, why didn't she join the army or the knighthoods?
I did join the army. Yeoman Una Forsyth at your service, and she will make a little mock bow in her bonds.
But if you were a part of the military, why did you resort to brigandry?
I mean,
Well,
they're running
because of the
free on
state
war,
our
they-
country is in. That's why.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Crime doesn't pay. Let's go.
I'm not
I'd
interested
like
in
to
crime
hear-
paying.
Oh,
Not
I'd
doing
like
this
to
for the
hear what she
money.
has to say.
Then why
Fine.
are you doing this?
I'm doing this to put our country back on course. To get rid of this hobgoblin menace.
What hobgoblin menace? The hobgoblins have not been a threat to us in... How long has the war been?
It's 6 years.
Yeah, no. Wound's still pretty shallow on that one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's real sore. Like again, as I mentioned in the beginning of this campaign, like there is no adult
Give me a
alive today who was not like either a soldier against or a slave under the Hobgoblin Empire.
Yeah. The state of the world's kind of a work in progress, but trying to start a fresh war and a little pogrom isn't really going to be the right way to go about things.
She will just sigh and shake her head and say, "Of course you'd say that. I'm not going to try and proselytize my point."
Thank you.
I'd like to hear.
No, I can tell when my politics aren't wanted.
That's cool, I can go right ahead. No, we'll clop forward. Pull up my book and have a little read.
It must be so nice for sheltered foreign nobles to judge.
So, please continue.
So Una will sort of squirm up until she can sit a little bit more comfortably on the side of the cart and say, "As I was saying, my group and I have been on the road here, trying to gather supplies and resources that we need. That's all. Believe me, if we could get what we needed through taxation, we'd be happy to do that instead. Hence the bridge tax." She'll nod towards the, now bloodied, broken up bridge.
Why do you need the resources?
Why, to fight the hobgoblins, of course.
Do you
You know,
mean
at the time period that I come from, the were creatures and hobgoblins were hunted down and killed equally as monsters and threats to everyone around them. Feel like you should be a little more appreciative for the shared ancestry that you have with those guys.
I have no shared ancestry with goblins.
Oh, maybe ancestry was the wrong word. Prejudice, persecution, shared persecution.
She scowls at you for a moment and then says, "I became what I was so that I could better fight these These slavers, these imperialists who came and conquered our country, who subjected us to 150 years of torture and torment.
Oh, so you weren't born a were-tiger?
No.
Oh. Huh. Zanza, did you just become a bunny minotaur to help with the whole monk thing?
DCL
That
is
actually makes a
AFK.
lot of sense why everyone suddenly became a bunch of animal creatures all over the place. They just
No,
turned
that's not
themselves
how
into
that
those.
happened.
But she said,
I
A
think
lot.
this is a unique case.
okay, well, don't mind me.
Sansa was born like he is, invisible, disembodied voice just says right next to Yuna.
Ah, there you are, invisible goat.
Of course,
You see, my
to
keen
go-
senses told me where you were. Also the kobold sitting on your head.
that too. He is named Jeffrey, also known as the God King himself.
Sap.
He's quite an asset, as well as he's also known as a pretty magnificent troubadour, as well as according to Sansa's sister and quite a few others, an incredible lover.
Well, those are all reputations I'd be glad to have myself. Alas, I believe I'll forever go down in the annals as just another brigand. What a shame.
You live with the choices you make. We all do. Unless you're mind controlled and forced.
Well, then that's not
Well-
really your choice, is it?
I mean, if you came right out and billed yourself as the were-brigand, you might have inspired some, I don't know, like bard tales or something, fighting against the whatever. But, if you're just, like, some person, it's not really much for the storybooks.
Oh, pshaw. If anything, I'd say being a normal person rising up to stand against tyranny is a much more interesting tale than some monster or superhero.
I guess that's your opinion. I don't know. I haven't really read tales or, heard stories about the common person doing that thing. It's always like the third son of a prince going out on an adventure.
Well, who's to say I'm not the third daughter of a prince?
Well, then you should lead with that.
But then my noble father would be so inconvenienced by my terrible reputation. I couldn't do that to the noble soul.
I mean, is he also a were-tiger?
I don't know. My father's been dead for years, but
Oh,
it's hypothetical. So I'll just give you another big toothy grin.
You have
Ah.
my condolences.
Well, thank you. So, I don't suppose you'd like to let me go to continue my noble fight against the foreign oppressor now, huh?
No can do. The oppressors notwithstanding, there's the whole thing about the law and, agents of the law and all that stuff. So,
Well, if the law fails you, then does it not fall to the citizen to enact new ones?
I feel like I missed a very important conversation.
Yes,
There are ways to go about that do not include banditry.
yeah, normally they're like revolution. This doesn't really seem like a revolution. Kind of seemed like you were just stuffing your pockets.
Well, we're getting to that. We need
Zanza
weapons, and we need to pay soldiers.
Zanza pops out from one of the bushes and is like, "Hello, I'm back. Did I miss anything important?"
Still tucking away the beast.
Do you not think that 50 years of conflict was enough?
I thought 1 year of conflict was enough. Yet these hobgoblins are still here, an insult against all of us who suffered under them, with every breath they take on our soil.
Would you like...
Isn't
Would
that,
you want all of
isn't
them
that
put
what
to
they
death?
say?
Would you sentence tens of thousands of people to death?
I'd sentence them to getting out of this country.
And where would they go?
Back home. They are foreign invaders.
I don't
How are they
understand.
foreign when almost all of them have been born here? Countless of them have been born and raised on this soil.
That doesn't make it better. Especially not when they grow up to be soldiers for their conquering parents.
Well, they're not.
But they are. There's an entire city of hobgoblins still ruled by their military. Not all that far from here. It's nothing but a fortress where catfolk are treated as second-class citizens.
I've been there.
Then you should know that my people live in a ghetto there. That their commandant rules over it with an iron fist. That the slightest infraction leads to whippings and beatings in the streets.
Out of character.
Do the
like,
catfolk actually live in a ghetto there? Or that just... like,
I
is that
mean,
accurate?
they definitely live in the poor side of town, yes.
Mm,
And the first thing you saw when you arrived in
was a hobgoblin
yeah.
being whipped.
getting whipped, yeah.
Yeah, but that's just like a normal punishment.
Yeah, that is a punishment for insubordination and also assaulting a nobleman.
I know this might sound crazy. I'm starting to think that Lord Winter coming might be the thing that these people need.
No, not really, Sansa. Not really at all. Last time he came around, untold thousands and thousands died. Entire races were wiped out.
That definitely doesn't sound good. But what I mean to say is, since Lord Winter is a threat that we're going to have to fight anyways, maybe the best thing to do would be to get the hobgoblins and catfolks involved in combating him.
There are many threats to our peace.
Too many, in fact. So many that every day I find it more and more insane that people still have time to fight amongst themselves. Lord Winter is a threat to everybody in the land, and frankly, we weren't trying to do this all by ourselves, were we?
What do you mean?
We weren't trying to literally undermine Lord Winter just with our small band and not organize any resistance for the army that he's preparing.
Well, we have 1,200 Foxbee paladins roaming the land at the moment. I'd hardly say that it is just us.
Well, no, it's not. We definitely have the Foxbees, but currently they're dealing with the Necromancers, and even once that's done, we'll still need a bigger army.
That's why we
Oh,
definitely
yes,
help
and that's
deal with
what-
other problems.
So that we can free up the rest of the, well, this area. We are taking away small problems, that is taking away resources that is needed to fuel the rest of the so-called war machine.
All I'm saying is that in my time in the Gladiatorium, nothing made friends out of enemies quicker than the shared enemy. Maybe if we get the hobgoblins and catfolks
We already
working...
have a shared enemy.
Well, yes, but we need an initiative to make them work together. If both of them fight for the land, maybe that will be a launching pad for politics to get better.
It's
And we
not
can stop
just
having
Lord-
catfolks and hobgoblins launching raids at one another, continuing a
Lord-
war that's already been done.
Lord Wind, the war is not over.
It's not?
No.
I thought the war ended 6 years ago.
The war
In this,
on this continent did. But sometimes people forget that just across the strait lies the Empire, and they would like nothing more than to simply come back over and take everything back.
You see? And the moment they do, every hobgoblin in this continent will just rise up against us.
Well, you're not making it very
why
easy
it
for them
would-
if you're, you know, demonizing them here.
Why
Kind
would
of
they
seems like you
want
should
to
be
rise up against us
encouraging
if
them.
they would not think us our enemy? If they think us are their fellow countrymen, their friends, wouldn't they not willingly stand with us? I know if you fought in the war, you would know that there were many hobgoblins who rose up to fight alongside the queen when she defeated them. She always gave them a choice to die or to fight alongside her.
Oh, yes, a choice. How magnanimous of her.
It's not so dissimilar from the choice you are insisting upon.
Look, guys, all I'm trying
Die
to
or leave.
all I'm trying to say is that even if we manage to convince Yuna, this is a sentiment that we keep finding in more people. We need a
I
bigger
know.
we need a bigger
It is a
initiative or a plan to get
yeah.
people together.
Of course we do.
And frankly, I don't think Lord Winter is the type of enemy we could have taken alone either way. Even with just the kingdom, even if we had the entire kingdom on our side, that still might not be enough. All I'm saying is to try to see an opportunity where it might be. Having both the kingdoms work together would be a great starting point for better diplomatic relationships.
Right now, this is in which makes it the hands like a squeeze moment. You have the Empire on the across the ocean, across the sea, and then you on the other side you got Winter starting up. We would still bear the brunt and most of the casualties, no matter how you look at it.
Oh no, that's for certain. But at least making sure that the hobgoblins have an initiative of showing trying to fight for the land might help something.
Well, there are already hobgoblins all over here. There are already hobgoblins who live here, who lost their families here too.
I don't know. All I do know is that trying to convince every person leading a small coalition we come across is going to be a very slow and painful process to trying to ease relationships between hobgoblins and catfolks.
You have to start somewhere. Problem won't just go away. This is one of those issues that you can't simply punch away. This is a delicate matter and requires a lot of discussion. Changing the hearts and minds of people is difficult, but it is very worthwhile.
Hey, does she even know who you are, Mary? I don't know if it would change the whole, like, scope of the proselytizing thing.
Oh, sure, it's fine when you do it.
Huh? Hey, no, I'm giving the option. I'm not about to shout shit out, am I?
And you did just shout her name.
I said Mary, come on.
I mean, how many noble, dark-skinned satyrs are there named Mary?
That's
It's
a fair
not.
point.
It's. Damn it. I don't know.
Or shrug. Yeah, it is alright when I do it.
Zanza just gives you a deadpan scowl.
Yeah, and I fucking flip him the
A
bird.
deadpan scout.
Yep, deadpan scowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just give you a little scowl doll that has no expression.
Yep.
Poker face, not poker face.
Yeah. Just grumble. I thought weird people were supposed to be cool. She's just kind of a jerk. Humph.
Is Mary gonna say anything? Kina?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he does.
Does Yuna recognize the nickname either way?
Might as well look at a Yuna.
Well, let's find out. C, D, E. Here you go. Let's make an intelligence check. Nope.
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 Excellent. See, she just shrugs at you.
Hmm. I would definitely like to see tensions and problems between these people go away. But we have so many other problems we're trying to deal with. I don't handle.
I have a question for you.
I probably have an answer.
Say that you do get to kick off your revolution. What would you do while in the midst of creating a civil war that the Empire begins to attack again as they see us in a state of weakness?
Well, then I say we have the advantage for already having rooted out the snake in our midst. With them gone, we can present a united front.
A weakened front. A front already tired from fighting itself.
Our soldiers will be tired no matter what.
A front that is not only dealing with fighting people in its own ground, people who are all over the place in every city, but people who are now invading from all across the coast, much like they did hundreds of years ago. Divided, we will be easily conquered by any foe.
And what makes you think that if the Empire attacked, and we stood side by side with these goblins born here, that the moment their great and mighty homeland arrived, they would not stab us in the back for the chance to join them?
Actually, nothing at this point. The catfolk seem content to make enemies out of all hobgoblins simply because of their origins.
Because we are enemies, natural enemies, as we have been for a century.
We don't have to be.
It was their choice to invade, not ours.
And it's your choice to continue this war. That's the point I'm trying to make.
How many of them do you think really truly wanted to conquer? And how many do you think were simply forced to fight? How many of them do you think were really given much of a choice to be the conquering army?
In my experience, almost every one.
How many have you talked to?
Enough.
How many have you actually sat down and had an actual discussion with?
I've had enough time around hobgoblins to know.
Yeah.
So she gives you a hard look and then sort of nudges at the sort of the collar of her cloak. Says, "Pull this down a bit and you'll see why."
Okay.
Right, so you reach over and like pull open her shirt a little bit, and just under her collarbone is the top of a very obvious slave brand used by the Empire.
My mother had one of those.
As did mine, and her mother before her.
I don't think this is going to be a problem we can simply convince her to drop.
We must.
This is something that if we want to deal with, we're going to have to deal with slowly. We already have too many problems that would take precedence, and we can't, like I said before, we can't go around convincing everyone who has a problem with hobgoblins one by one.
Which is why we start with those who are most influential.
I kind of give a sideways look.
With every person that we bring to our side, the more people we have to help allow others to come to terms with their disagreements and try to make amends for it. With every heart you turn, you have a new ally and friend in the same fight.
You know,
Seems
just
kinda-
roll her eyes a little bit and then sit back in the cart.
Definitely don't agree. I definitely don't disagree with trying to turn hearts. I just don't think a disgruntled bandit leader would be the best start.
I think it's a wonderful place to start.
Either way, her crime.
Are you saying that she wouldn't be able to do it, Sansa?
I'm not saying she wouldn't be able to do it. I'm just saying I don't see how, even if she was able to change her mind, we have so many other people who have the same issue. We need a bigger effort than just a talking to this one bandit leader.
Which is
Well,
why we
I'm
have to
just-
make an active effort at all times.
I'm just trying to see if you're saying that she's incapable or like she wouldn't be strong enough for it.
Okay, out of character, I'm just saying.
Not easy up. This is Frida, like
Oh.
trying to push on her egos. It's okay. It's
Okay.
like that. Oh, you're saying she's weak. She's like
No.
not strong enough. It's like
Okay,
that.
well-
That's Frida talking to you and asking her like that. So that she hears.
I guess,
Thank
who
you.
is the her here? The bandit leader or Mary?
Fiona.
Okay.
I'm just saying I've never seen prejudice to go away quickly, and we honestly don't have the time to be sitting here debating with her.
Well, we're not sitting, we're on our way to Kardenthold. What
Are
are you
we?
what else
Yeah.
are we supposed to do?
Oh, have we been moving this whole time?
It's still gonna take like a day and a half to get there.
No, that's fair. I was just wondering if are we actually moving or are we just.
That's a good question. I had assumed you were standing still, but if you want to be moving during this time,
No,
that's
we're
fine.
moving.
We'll move you up to the
So,
map.
And
so
even-
now that's the word we say. So we're just checking it. But yes, no, I think she is strong enough to actually be able to work through it, but you can believe that she is not if you want to sense that.
I also feel like a Blackheart for pointing this out, but she's a bandit leader who's probably killed and raided many people. We can't, even if we did manage to convince her, we can't let her go just to spread the message. She has to face justice.
That is not up to you to decide, though.
Ooh, that sounds
I
like
can't-
Mary might be pulling that royal authority.
I give a questioning look and say, well, isn't that the law of the land?
Situational pardons or altered penance. I think it's the term.
Besides, there's also another issue that you're not taking into account.
And what's
So-
that?
Someone like Yuna, she's going to be motivated by actions and results. I don't think there's any way you can rationally tell her that the hobgoblins are fine if she hasn't seen anybody that follows that example.
And perhaps she should stay with us, where we can keep an eye on her. and show her.
Well, if you're going to be carting me around for God knows how long, I hope you don't intend to do it with me tied up. This chafes.
Well, that depends. What guarantee can you give us that you will not simply run away?
I could run away right now if I wanted to.
No, you
I
couldn't.
surrendered of my
No,
own free will.
You really couldn't.
Zanza will scout.
This whole conversation, Zanza, by the way, has been keeping pace with the cart moving at horse pace this entire time.
Zanza like
Just
comes up
like
and gives
skipping backwards.
Zanza comes up
Yeah.
and gives a super scowl. Is like, no, you really couldn't.
Not even a hope. Not even a hope in hell.
Everyone is like, no, 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 you can't.
No, sorry.
no.
But some of us are like, I mean, we wish you could, frankly, but no, it's just too fast. It's not happening.
I mean, she'd probably have to knock Zanza out on the way, but
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah,
Fucking dodge bomber.
Listen, Kreshia. I would. Oh, not Kreshia.
What?
Mary. Sorry. I'm so used to nagging Kreshia.
I knew that I would be just no good in this
Yeah, but
conversation, so I stayed out of it.
Listen, Merisiel. If we could convince her and maybe have somebody on our side to spread the word, I have nothing against that. I just want you to know that this is going to be a long process. Warriors
the
tend to be a
The process has to start somewhere, Zanza.
I'm just not sure this is the best start.
Why not?
So you're saying she's not the best candidate?
I mean, I'll kind of look at her, and I'm betting she's glaring back or something. She does kind of want to kill all the hobgoblins.
I don't. Is he listening to nothing I say? It's hard to
You want-
proselytize if no one listens. She
You want to
grumps.
get all the hobgoblins off the land, but chances are that's not going to be the easy solution. It's going to result in war, and it's going to result in a lot of death.
That's
either
their
way, there's going
choice.
Weren't you just talking about Fox choices not but 10 minutes ago?
That was someone trying to paint themselves as noble.
Cough, cough.
She just stares at you.
Well,
And how-
if you think about it, the numbers of hobgoblins that are living on this continent and the resources you would require to displace them across the ocean would be a lot faster than simply killing them.
I was going to say,
So
and
that's
how
literally what you that's literally what you are like trying to rally people for.
and how noble is it to blame the sins of a father on the son?
It's not noble, but it makes sense when the sun participates.
The son only participates because the hate is perpetuated. Now I sound like Merisiel, and this is getting us nowhere.
And they also participate
Actually,
because they don't have much of a
across the road.
choice. If they don't, they might become a slave themselves, or will be killed for insolence. And so, in order to preserve themselves, they go along with things for now.
Of course, they just torture, beat, and rape. To get along, to make their daddies proud. That doesn't excuse what they do.
Very easily reversed roles. I don't imagine the catfolk have been playing completely peaceful or docile as well.
Of course not, but we didn't invade their homeland.
Once again, the sins of the father.
What?
The
He's saying the
hobgoblins
people who invaded are already long dead.
Yes, and their children were here for 150 years, brutalizing us.
Under the tyrannical rule of a dictator.
And yet I didn't see any of them rising up to displace him.
Like I said, Merisiel, This is going to take bigger action than just simple words.
Well, you see, there is one problem with what you say. That is not true. There are some who rose up and stopped him. I know because I met them. I met hobgoblins who escaped their bondage and joined the fight early and took the fight directly to the hobgoblins at the start of the war, alongside their comrades, the cat folk.
Out of character. What?
Kirill and Korath.
Alright,
And
those were
my mother.
slaves, not
Yeah.
like part of the hobgoblin army, which is what she's talking about.
Well,
Like,
there
yes,
was that.
female hobgoblins tried because they were just as brutalized as the catfolk.
I also remember that Skeza did have a long conversation with one captured military commander and sent him on his way afterwards.
Yes. Whereupon he retired to go teach at a military academy and spread
So
his
he did.
subversive views.
Did he actually?
I mean,
Look.
they were the views your character imparted to him, but yeah, he wasn't
Oh.
a fighter in the war.
Look, Merisiel, the way she hates hobgoblins, I can see it in her eyes. It's the same hatred I have for necromancers. And I know no amount of words will be able to convince me otherwise to drop that hatred. She's seen too much, probably suffered too much as well. If we want to change that, we're going to need a bigger
Right.
uniform action.
Right. When did you suffer from the necromancer?
We went through an entire fucking village, burned to the ground, and inhabitants turned into fucking zombies. Zanza was traumatized from that. I don't see why nobody else was.
No, but you don't suffer. You didn't. Your character didn't suffer directly from the necromancer. She did.
Yeah, and that's why it would be even worse, and why Zanza believes even less that you'd be able to talk her out of it.
We may not be able to talk her out of it over the course of like a day, but if we make a concerted effort over time, I'm certain that we can get through to her.
Actions speak
Well-
the loudest. I still think trying to get a hobgoblin and catfolk united army to fight against Lord Winter would be the best. It would be like the best starting point for all of this.
But
So,
Well,
in order to
it's
sort
already
of
happened.
avoid this circular conversation carrying on for the rest of the
Mhm.
session, you
Yeah.
guys do have like a day and a half with this woman still as you make your way to Kardenthold.
hmm
So Merisiel is right.
Yeah.
There's effectively no way you're just going to change her entire worldview over the course of a day of talking to her, especially
Merisiel's
while
right.
she's a prisoner. However, you can definitely start making headway towards that objective if you so desire. Merisiel, you're welcome to make a persuade check with definite advantage from Frida and Zanza assisting you.
Do
Okay.
you want Bardic? You get Bardic.
I
And
don't
guidance?
think Bardic's going to help in this situation because it's a check made over the course of an entire day, and Bardic Inspiration is like 10 minutes.
Okay.
15, that's okay.
A
24.
strong start.
Yeah, a strong start indeed. Alright, so I definitely think by the time you reach Kardenthold, you've implanted a seed of doubt in her mind about her beliefs. Though certainly not one she's willing to, forthrightly admit. That
But hey,
said,
at least she gets to sleep in warm. She gets to sleep in tiny huts. Uh-oh. Oh no. That's
What?
not good.
We don't know
What?
if it's not good or not.
Random
I mean,
encounter.
it ain't good.
Oh no.
For those of you not looking at the screen, there is a big fat nat 20 on that encounter table.
I was hoping that was
Nat
good
20.
for us.
It's a nat 12 and a nat 8, but
Oh yeah, right. I guess that's fair. That is a 2 dice roll, which is
That
even
is-
rarer actually.
it is actually.
Like
Probably should've pointed
considerably.
that out.
Oh my.
it
And
just
you
means
guys
it's
are far enough north now to get into the the northwest encounter
But
table.
real quick, I'm surprised I'm the only one who's for the joint army idea.
I don't want us to
I
get
mean,
into
I'm
a
not
war in the
against it,
first
but
place.
okay. All right, look, I didn't get a chance to Savin, stop me from bringing this to the next point.
Sorry.
Okay, what you're saying is that you think a grand gesture of making a united army would convince people. However, how are you going to get that united army if these people are hating each other? You're jumping to the end result without going to the beginning or the middle.
I mean, the logical conclusion was that you take the young who don't have time to get the seed of prejudice, and you train them up together. Like this is supposed to be a long, overarching plan. Like even Zanza doesn't have the idea that we're gonna end hobgoblin and catfolk racism in a generation. Okay.
Well, we have to.
Okay.
I don't-
Let me just stop you there. Savin, how long did Sav&D 2.2 last?
2 years of real time, and I think it took place over the course of a little over a year of in-game time.
Yeah. Okay. That took our characters to coalesce 1, 2, 3 races.
Okay, I guess I'm just too thinking in the terms of realism, as in we are not going to be the magical factor
Yeah.
to convince racism to go away.
I mean,
We
you're
have
not
to
going to
walk
get rid
But
of it
we
entirely.
could
No.
coalesce,
No, we're not going to get rid of it
yeah,
entirely.
we could
that
coalesce them
quickly, but
into, back then, to
we have to
3
get the ball
groups
rolling, though.
fighting 1. Yeah. And that takes a lot of fucking time and effort. A lot of time on our part in comparison to the time and effort the characters have to go through.
Look, all I'm saying is we rather Mass Effect 3 this, where the threat of Lord Winter is so great that all the races have to come together to fight him, or we try
Nobody
to...
fucking knows it.
Well, he's gonna come eventually, isn't he?
No, that's the thing. Nobody but us and the literal gods knows that he's coming.
I mean, shit. How hard would it be to get the gods to help people convinced that fucking Lord Winter's coming back and that he's bad news?
I mean,
don't think
if
we
you
want
want to
to
make
mass
that information
hysteria.
public, that's fine. That's something you can absolutely do. But
I'm just saying. I'm not doing
Yeah,
it
but-
right now. I'm just saying.
Okay, no, DCL, but think about this. Were you here when we were discussing the plan how to stop it?
Yeah, we're totally gonna fucking lock him into another dimension. I'm just saying, like, what happens
Yes.
if that plan falls
Do
through?
you need a massive army to stop that? To do
I'm
that?
s- What happens if the plan doesn't fall through right away, or if we just can't get to
Yeah,
it before we
that's
attack?
why we make this shit. That's why we're solving the small problems, so we have resources to field more units. We solved bandit problem. We unlocked ranger units. We solved giant problems. We unlocked massive fortified siege engines or whatever. See,
You see,
is
what Ad is
progression.
saying is it giving me more reason to say,
I mean,
But I
that's
mean-
also true. Like Lord Winter is a necromancer. That is factually correct. He
but I
can
mean,
raise
fuck,
the
at
dead.
that point, can't
So
he just
that-
go to any town and raise them as undead anyways?
he just fucking did.
No, this is a
He
different
killed an
necromancer,
entire
not
fuck-
Winter.
Yeah, that was a different necromancer. Yeah, but I'm just saying, wouldn't it be better to try to get together a force to fight against an anti-necromancer army to fight against and keep people from getting resurrected?
that still sounds like the Foxbees, and I guess if it ever comes up at some Winter conversation, Kreshia's issue with trying to form a united front is definitely the opposite of get them in another war. Because that just doesn't seem like a good idea, and war sucks, and people dealt with it for a really long time.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Education and like nice people things is what she would like to happen instead.
I just feel like this is not going to be something we can avoid. In
I
trying
feel
to
like it is. I feel like us making inroads to improve the world before this campaign ends is a nice idea and a good thing to do instead of just try and drag everyone into a fresh war. Like, I think that we can solve these problems without trying to get a whole bunch of people killed in the name of justice.
Okay, fine. Either way, if not a united army, a united school would be nice. Get some hobgoblin.
Yeah, exactly. Education, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I don't know what the Happy Little Goats orphanage is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, lots of ideas like that.
Why not do the middle ground and have a combined knight academy? That way they
Why does it have to be for knighthood? Literally just
You're
schools.
talking about knights, though. Knights get educated and trained in combat, and they have socials.
No.
But they don't need fighting.
Wait,
just
don't knights
schools.
get educated?
No, not really.
Wait, do knights not
No,
get...
they get... No,
I mean,
Wait,
those are no
They can do, I guess, but that's
well,
not
Same,
like...
I thought
knight,
knights-
most, if not all, knights are nobles.
yeah, I
Yeah.
thought knights got educated.
I mean,
But like
most knights are educated.
random McCitizen isn't gonna get educated because they weren't a noble.
Well, I
We're
mean, that
talking
would
about
be
just
where you're
getting
pulling-
education for everyone, not turning everyone into a fucking knight or a
That would
soldier
be
or
where
a
you're
guard or
pulling-
a killer.
That will be where you're pulling in your princess fucking in clout.
What? No, this is just about getting
Ah.
education.
I mean, fine. I was just thinking, taking the extra step towards, putting people...
To fighting and war again is not an extra step that I want to see taken.
Knights aren't trained only in times of war.
Of course they're not. They can't prepare for war if you're still in it.
Factually, knights are indeed a type of soldier that is kept, like, on retainer to be good at soldiering. Like, they're not like a courtly implement for peace.
Whereas Kreshia is literally talking about wanting school, like so that your kid grows up to learn life skills and reading and writing, not so that they can then eventually get drafted into an army's war at the legion, at the command of the king that they're basically ransomed their education away to for a knighthood title.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too much in the...
About fighting.
I'm thinking too much in the realms that we as the main character are not going to be able to solve everything magically, but we are, so fuck it. Continuing on.
Well,
Stupid argument. I'm done with it.
Well, regardless, as you are making your way and indeed having this argument between yourselves and Iona, who is still tied up at the back of the wagon, you hear
She can get untying privileges if she behaves for a whole day and a half.
Alright, well, in that case, you're not at Kardenthold yet, so she has a hit point.
Rad.
Yep, rad.
Wait, no, she got a healing draft, so she was...
Oh yeah,
whatever
I guess
that healed her
she
for.
does have 2d8 hit points. 8 plus, or 2d4 plus 2, rather. 6. Alright, she has 6
And I
hit
mean, if
points.
anyone has leftover... Because a day passes, right? So we get a rest. If people have leftover healing, then I would be surprised if they didn't, pop their spells into our injured captive. Did anyone have stuff like that left over before a day would have ended?
Yes, I had metric ton, but here's the thing though. She has a lot of hit points.
She does, but it's certainly a good idea to, dump some health into her.
I have my other healing healing elixir that I will give her. Yeah.
Alright.
You could get a little goat band-aids.
Alright, why don't you just roll however much stuff you guys collectively want to give her, because she has a max of 120 hit points, so... Like, as much as you want to give her, because she can't benefit from a short or long rest while she's tied up.
In the morning,
So,
after
one
after talking to her for a long time, and in the morning after we, on the way, after talking to her for so long, I suppose I would untie her as a show of faith.
Okay.
So when we get back into the cart after sleeping,
Alright.
so she probably won't get that rest, but afterwards.
Right. I assume, though, you're not going to give her, like, her weapons and equipment back or anything.
No, I think I'll hold on to those. I think
Fair
we'll hold
enough.
on to those.
Okay. So yeah, she'll seem a bit more comfortable at the very least, and certainly more talkative once she's able to, sort of spread out and work the kinks out after being tied up in the same position for like 12 hours. But
Zanza will be standing next to her.
all right,
I just imagine you hopping, so we just see Sansa's head up and down, up and down.
boing, boing, boing. So,
Yeah.
as you are making your way up towards Kardenthold, it's a fairly well-traveled road, but it has become largely obscured by the late winter snows. And it's a very chilly day. Not particularly windy at all, but you wouldn't be surprised if it starts snowing again later tonight. And
I throw some prestidigitation on Jeffrey.
yeah, get that warm. However, as you are making your way through the sort of snow-covered ground, you hear a shout come from the woods to the north, just a few dozen yards off the beaten path.
Dash over. It sounds like a mage is in trouble.
It definitely is a man's shouting.
Oh. Oh well, equal opportunity.
Yeah, equal opportunity heroism. Good for you. Also, by the way, everyone can take inspiration for that extended scene.
Yay.
Hooray.
Don't. Still had it.
Well, it's fine. You didn't participate.
It's true.
When Zanza dashes over, what does he see?
All right.
Vroom.
Yeah. Zoom. And never seen again. Alright, so Zanza, you zoom ahead of the party a little bit. Just in time to see a man rushing towards you out of the thickest parts of the trees, out into a fairly rocky, sort of scrub brush area.
Is he like rushing towards me with a weapon or something?
He has a bow in his hand, but it doesn't have an arrow nocked. It looks like he's running away from something.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And as you sort of stare at him for a moment, the first thing you notice is that he has this very pale red skin and what looks like a pair of horns growing out the top of his head, out from under a mess of black hair.
Is he that one devil guy we let it go? We accidentally let go.
He's being chased by
Oh
Rock
no.
Rock
being
Fred!
Fred. Rock guy was blue.
No, it couldn't be.
No, it does not look like him.
Okay.
They're still running to this day.
They are still running to this day.
What are you running from? Zanza will ask.
He shouts with incoherent screaming.
I'm gonna kind of peer at the direction he came from.
Alright, so from the direction he came from, I guess you're not doing anything to stop this fellow as he's running towards you?
Is he like running directly towards me? I'll just
I
step
will
out of
call to him to come to us.
Alright, yeah, as soon as he sees, like, an armed party, he's like, oh, thank God! Ah! And just, like, pivots on a heel and starts running towards you.
Guess I should draw my sword and be ready.
Please let this running guy be the one who was running from Rock Friend.
No, alas.
No, it's not. This one is
Oh,
random.
that would have been so good.
He's on the other end of the random encounter table.
What's coming?
So yeah, behind him, you see a fellow that looks actually almost identical to him. He's got slightly darker red skin, but the same black hair and horns. And he's got a long barbed spear in one hand. And he's jogging after the running man with a wicked grin on his face. And behind him come a trio of these inky, shadowy shapes seeping out of the trees and the darkness therein. And I will bring you guys over to another map.
Fuck, it's a Wu-Tang clan.
So, what do you do?
Halt! Zanza will.
I cast bacon a bolt on people.
Alright, sorry. There's a Redskin over there all armed and looking like he wants to do this guy a heck and aggress.
Yes, that fellow is
feels like
carrying
us.
a big barbed spear and is very obviously chasing the other fellow.
Hmm.
They look like demons. Are demons a thing?
Yeah, demons are very much a thing that exists.
Yes.
Do they look like them?
I mean, what does a demon look like?
Good point. What is Zanza's storybooks tell?
All right, the storybooks is, yeah, these are all obviously demons. They're people with big horns and devilish looks to them.
Just because I can already feel Kreshia saying, "Don't be racist." I will not
Yeah,
yell,
pretty much
"Shut halt
immediate.
demons."
Do not be racist.
Yeah.
I'll yell at them,
Yeah, I'm
"Don't
glad
halt."
that's like a learned thing in Zanza's head. Wait, it might still be racist.
Halt! Explain this situation.
Yeah, they do not halt. This guy gets to the end of this little section of cliffs and starts falling off of it. Like
I'm gonna catch him and then dash him
Zanza
back
catch.
over
All
the
right,
party.
so hold on. You grab him, and I need you to make a strength check as he tumbles down onto you.
Bitch, what are you talking about?
You
Boots of striding and springing.
yeah, but see that helps you carry him. It doesn't help you when he falls on you.
You have to take the impact.
Yeah, you
Fair
got to take the hit. Okay, yeah, you
Oh,
take
look
the
at
hit.
you go.
Oh,
Heroism
You're fine.
lends strength at the most
You're totally fine.
desperate of times, and I'll zip him back over to the party.
All right, so at this point, I think everyone's gonna need to roll that initiative.
okay.
'Cause, yeah, he's getting
Well, did you all
zipped
got
over.
bacon, so...
Yep.
Oh, wow, that was a wet.
Yummy.
And feel ew.
You know what? I might call out. Sarah, give the meow meow a weapon. This looks like it could get bad.
Are
Well,
you
no.
sure?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, trust us to start somewhere.
Okay. Cyril will pull out her short sword and give it to Iona. Yeah, that'll work. I'll just give her a short sword attack real quick.
It's so nice and convenient. Yes.
What is?
Dragging a weapon in.
You can't do that on NPC sheets, though.
What? You should
Really?
be able to.
No.
Huh.
Not unless they have player character style sheets, which my NPCs
Oh,
don't,
well, yeah,
because
no.
lol.
Neither do mine, but I thought I was able to drag them in before. I think if you do a cogwheel on a weapon attack they've already got, you can haul in an old one, and it will change its thing.
And
Like
maybe if
overwrite
it
as
already
opposed to drag an
exists.
inventory side.
Let me just see how that goes. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, let's put her on the board as well. Boop.
Boop boop ba doop.
Good job getting a boss to fight for you, I guess. Admittedly, a boss from 3 levels below you guys on the quest chain, but hey. Alright, yeah, so Kreshia, let's give you first go.
Sure thing. Centered on that group, I'm gonna... Oh, fuck it, let's do it.
Please set the
Fireball.
forest on fire. Yes!
God fucking.
It's like pissing it and it's gonna snow
Everything
soon and shitty and
burns.
cold. I don't think it's going to.
Alright, so deck save for the demons. 1, 2, 3. So 2 save, 1 failed, and then for Cambion friend, boop, very fail. Unless he has magic resistance or something, which I don't think he does. Nope. Alright, so actually, is he
Try not
resistant to
to
fire
jump
damage?
to
That's
conclusions.
a follow-up question. Yeah, he is. Okay. So, still, 16 damage to him, and the demons are not actually resistant to fire. Oh, no, they are resistant to fire. Okay, so one guy's going to take 16, and the other 2 take 8. Boop. Boop.
Kreshia!
And yeah, the other trees around them, are seriously impained by a fireball, but that's quickly put out.
Wait,
What if I
how much
said
fire
about-
did I start?
You started a fire, but it's quickly doused. It's just, the trees aren't happy about any of this.
The tree's alive?
Guess the trees are alive?
Well, no, as in, like, living people. They're trees. They'll be fine.
I mean, they feel pain.
No, they don't.
No, they're alive. Remember, there's a druid circle right next to Cardinhold.
Ah, fuck.
And
You got
sit.
that part, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It's fine, it's fine.
Completely your
It's
fault.
not like I dragged like 5 treants onto this map to come punch you in the face.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, so, yeah, Iona sort of watches this fireball arc into the distance and then pop over these demonic-looking individuals and looks to Merisiel and says, So, friends of yours?
No, but someone seems to be in need, and so we will help them.
Why don't you make a persuade check, just to see how willing she is to actually, like, go out of her way to make this guy live. Yeah, alright. She will not just disobey you, but, yeah, she'll just go over here and interpose herself. Take a dodge action. Frida.
Well, everyone got bacon.
I wonder if I have an icon for bacon.
Yeah, it'd be like something would be nice.
There you go.
I'm
Now,
not
now
gonna
everyone
spell
can
this.
remember that bacon is up. Here's a picture of bacon on the battlefield.
Yes! This is the best icon.
Thanks, Roll20.
I have to move Jeffrey so I can get to my token.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I guess I should roll initiative for Sierra.
Oh, I didn't roll for the God King himself.
Yeah, someone ought to.
Yeah, let me just get to that.
Also, I like that there's bacon on
there
the
is-
screen. Now I'm hungry and I want bacon.
Yeah, because you got bacon of hope.
Yeah, it's... Oh,
More like bacon of
well,
hunger.
it's okay. Okay. So... Frida walks over and asks, why is he chasing you? And then she go touches, what's her name again? Can
Una?
you put a name on her a second?
Boop.
There, Una. Okay. And go touches Una. So, Cure Wounds is on level 2, that's 16 plus 3. So,
Okay.
19.
Alright, she's almost at half health.
It's better than what she was before.
It is. It
So,
is.
and Frida still asks the guy here, like, why is he chasing you?
So I think he's going to reply by babbling. You hear the word demon, cult, and something about a temple. You're not really sure what he's saying exactly. He's just screaming and yelling.
Demon?
Zanza, it's okay.
Demon?
Zanza did not get a
Cult.
hard on. Not the word
Okay,
cult.
demon, cult, and temple. A, there's one temple nearby. 3, fuck.
It's okay. Zanza does not have a sudden hard on for deuce faulting.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's one temple nearby, or there's aka stronghold, aka temple, that contains Kinaran magical stuff.
Well, it's not really nearby.
That we're
That's
supposed-
like 50 miles away.
Yeah, but 50 miles is that far off.
I mean, not to adventurers, I guess. Fair. Anyway,
Yeah, 15
so while he's
miles.
babbling, these shadowy creatures are going to just begin blending into the darkness. They see you, they hiss, they growl, and then they spread these shadowy cloak-like wings around themselves. And I'm just gonna go move them on the GM layer because they're hidden as fuck.
Hmm. Was that a spell invisibility?
No.
No.
If you want to
So-
on your turn, you can roll perception to try and locate them.
How close are we to the town again?
You're probably like 15, 20 miles.
Oh, not that close.
No,
still, like, in the
no,
middle
it's
of
not
buttfuck
like-
nowhere. I was about to say, so what about those town guards that are totally gonna come trying to purge the demons?
Yeah, no, they're probably not. You know, there used to be this Paladin of Kandarn around these parts, but I hear he's transporting a witch back to the capital, so alas.
As if Captain Portly would help.
Alright, Marcus, there is demonhood afoot.
Okay, well, I know these guys said demons are like a race of people, but those guys seem super, super evil, so I'm going to assume that these guys are going to be problematic. So I'll march out to the front of the party here and turn on my shiny magic blade with the channel divinity.
Alright.
And try to keep an eye out for where those creatures might have gone to, sneaking through the shadows of this dark and dreary forest, despite the massive wildfires just north of us.
Yeah, if you want to make a perception check to try and see if you can point them out for yourself and your friends, you are more than welcome to do so. You do not.
I'm blinded by ash. Wherever did all this ash come from?
Nothing but ash and embers.
Indeed. That's all I got.
That's the fastest fucking 6-second wildfire.
Nope, Sierra also does not know where they are, so instead, she will come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, that's a performance check and not a perception.
Oh, is it? I mean,
yeah.
let's see. Is her
What would
bonus
I
better
fucking
for
want?
perception? It's
I imagine
1
it's better
point.
than 1.
You're right.
one
It
as
is a
well?
2. So
Oh god.
she gets an 8.
Okay.
She will instead just shoot her longbow.
Okay.
And being a low-level NPC with a longbow is highly effective. Unfortunately, not when this guy is wearing armor. So, plink.
Ah, but he hasn't taken his turn yet.
Yes, and
He's a rogue.
that's not. She is the wrong subclass to get that.
Oh, she is? Oh.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
assassins. Sierra is an arcane trickster.
Yeah, that would be fucking devastating if she had gotten this.
Yeah, that would have been
I
nice.
was an assassin. Be like, well, that character's dead.
Yeah.
I don't trust Savin's initiative rolls enough to play an assassin.
Alright, so the Cambion, this demonic-looking fellow, will
But
spread
Jerry-
his wings. Hmm?
Don't forget.
You forgot me.
But
Oh,
Jeffrey,
And Kina.
what? Yeah, Mary. Okay, that's weird. How'd you get skipped?
You're too excited to
Yeah.
shoot with a low-level
I
NPC.
fucking sausage fingered the initiative bar. I'm sorry.
I'm
Take a
going
turn.
to take up guard next to this guy, and I will ready an action to firebolt one of those creatures if it comes up.
Okay. And then, yes, he will spread his wings and just leap into the air and come crashing down on Marcus. Marcus,
Right.
do you want to take an opportunity attack before he
They're
gets
both
in?
sevens.
Oh yeah, let's swat him right out of the sky.
The mental
that's
image
right.
is so amusing. Please
Reach
crit.
for the sky.
Yes. So what do we got here?
Oh, yeah, you should have gone before the Cambion.
Well, technically, no, but he can take his turn next.
So this is at +2.
Okay. Yep, that'll definitely hit. Is that also to damage?
No, just a hit.
Okay. So, boop.
But he is gonna get some of this.
And I assume your weapon counts as magic from the Channel Divinity?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Alright, also max damage smite. Well, almost.
Well, almost max. Whoa
Alright.
there, big boy.
Boom.
Don't come charging through with demon wings and smoke and bears and horns and stuff. Liable to get yourself exercised for that.
Who are you? This is not your fight.
I'm Marcus Shaw. I'm a paladin of Kanara. And actually, you sort of came charging at me with wings spread and blood in your eyes, so I guess you kind of made it my fight. But listen, if you want to tell your friends to come out of the shadows so we can have a nice, polite chat, then I will apologize for smacking you so viciously in the face.
Alright. Rather than do that, he will snarl and extend both hands towards you and cause them to erupt in flames. Boop.
Oh, okay, we're doing that then.
Alright, well, no, apparently he's not doing that, actually. He just makes a magical poot.
Yeah, there's a wildfire blazing out of control behind you. We don't need to smother it with more fire. Come on.
Look, I didn't want to start a fire, okay? The world was burning.
God damn it, you can't make the joke yourself. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
It is, because I have to do it to get ahead of everyone else. Dan. Fucking Dan.
Alright. Jeffrey.
Well, let's see if the God King can produce the magical substance that is his signature. Go, rock out.
Alright.
Yeah.
He misses. You see, like, an impact of sonic energy on this guy's chest, but his armor just absorbs it. And so, it becomes...
As a bonus action,
Oh, yeah.
as a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
he will give Bardic Inspiration to Zanza, because Zanza has a reputation for shit hitting.
Yes.
And speaking
Not
of
wrong.
which...
Right.
It's fun, bud.
Do I want to stun this guy or smite this guy?
I hear punching him in the dick usually works
Usually does.
with your magical hands.
So... yeah, I'm gonna try to... You know what? Nah, stunning him's not gonna work. Let's just go up and punch him. So, I'm gonna jump off
By the
Marcus.
power of Grayskull.
Gonna jump off Marcus. Use my bonus action to lightning my sword. And I'm slashing him. 22.
That'll hit.
And then... ooh, a 7. That one.
Yeah. So, I
Wait.
think he's going to just grab your sword on the second swing, just wrench it aside, and then he is going to give you a little fire.
Well, first, wait.
Alright.
I'm gonna... the first attack, he has to make a con save.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. He is potentially stunned. Yeah, no. He's
Okay,
good.
fuck.
So, yeah, and then he just, like, punches you in the chest with fire. So,
He misses.
Aha!
yeah.
But it's a ray.
It's range or melee. And also it doesn't matter, because
Oh.
lol.
Missed.
Yeah.
So does he throw away my sword, or does he just have it?
He has it in hand, so he is controlling the blade right now.
Fucker. Can I... I want my sword back.
So,
Fine, fine. I'll let go of my sword.
You can try and just pull it out of his grasp with a strength check if you want.
Will that be the rest of my turn?
Yeah, probably.
So I won't get to move.
Correct.
Fucking nat ones, man.
You guys asked for this.
Can't punch him because I already used my bonus action to electrocute my weapon, which now is just not a thing right now. Wait, he's
You
grabbing
didn't know
on.
that.
Huh?
I'm just gonna mention it's a silver electrified weapon. Demons don't like silver.
Do we know that for sure? I mean,
Well, I don't know that, but it is electrified weapon. Is he just grabbing onto that?
Yeah, he's just grabbing it.
Could I use another key point to stunning fist him then, since he's grabbing onto the weapon?
No.
you're
You'll
being
find-
punished for a crit fail.
I know, but he's grabbing right onto it.
Yeah, he is.
I don't want to let go of my weapon.
Well, then take
He
it
does
back.
not give it.
Fine,
You'll
fine.
have to earn it.
Try to strength check my weapon back.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good strength check. Let's see if he can match it. No, he can't.
No,
Alright.
he can't.
Yeah, you just yank your blade out of his hand and leave a nasty cut on his palm. And yeah, this other fellow here is going to make a perception check. And he does have advantage, so he will say, "Look out! They're still in the trees."
Of course, they're in the fucking trees.
Then he will take a shot at one of the demons. Pew, pew. And I believe that's a miss and a hit. So
Oh, do those creatures come out of the hiding?
he points them out to you.
Oh, then can my ready to action go off then?
Sure. Yeah, that seems fair. He's telling you exactly where they are.
Okay. Now I have to get back to my computer because I was making dinner.
Well, that'll learn you.
Yeah, that'll teach
And
me to
once you
try to
get
eat.
there, you remember.
Yeah, you need to starve,
Once you get
motherfucker.
there, you remember.
Starve for your games. Alright, and that is a hit.
14. Yes.
Which one would you like to attack?
I guess the first one he would point out to me. Oh, he moved. Oh, why did he move?
Alright,
Why did he move?
to
I
get
guess-
further away from
I
these
don't know,
things.
fucking that one, I guess.
Alright. Pew! It gets firebolted, but it doesn't seem to mind too much. It likes fire.
Sorry.
And he will
I'm trying to.
go over here and cower. Kreshia.
Okay, let's have a think here. When have I ever dealt with thinking? Let's go! I'm a horse up over to here, and horse will try to do a heckin' kick in that Cambion's face. If I can find, where are you? There is the horse button.
Alright.
Initiate horse. Bam. Nice. Way to fucking go, Horso.
Yeah. Punch.
And then... You know what? I would like to finish this guy quickly, and for some reason I just have a sinking suspicion I'll roll like hot shit. I'm gonna spend my inspiration and try to dump this dude.
Okay. Hey!
I knew it. I knew it would happen. There we
Alright.
go.
So, minus 13, minus 4. Almost.
Sweet. I wish I had like the power to just suddenly like, and I just want to eke a little bit more. Just come on, keep fucking 1-2 punching. But that's all my movement, all my attack, I believe.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright. Time for the boss to go kill steal a boss. That seems like a good plan.
Look, she's not gonna run headfirst into danger, but if she can score a kill steal, you better sure as shit she's gonna go for
Yup.
it. Fuck!
She just goes up behind this guy and stabs him in the back.
Saving
No,
rope
shivs him
for
in the
all-
asshole. CQC.
First,
Saving rope.
personal
what's-
kids can just stab through the heart.
And
Saving
then,
rope
yeah,
for
she's
the
just gonna
force.
scarp her back to where she was. Like, yeah, I contributed. What up?
Savin rogues are the worst team players because they steal all the kills. That's why they never get to play invited to play MOBAs.
They never get invited for kickball.
Frida. Yeah, pretty much. I guess she was. Yeah, that's fine. Frida, it's your turn.
Okay, yeah. So nobody's hurt.
Nope.
Well then, boss, Cat Boss has shown that he is willing to stab a bitch. So, good on her, I guess. And, let's see. Alright, that's concentration. I will give her one more cure wounds at 3rd level.
Okay.
So 27.
Sounds good.
She get tiny goat hands massaging her.
Booty squeeze, go!
No, Frida wouldn't do that.
No, of course. She's all about respect.
Yeah,
She
gotta
got
get
that
consent
RESP.
first.
PAKT.
But I think Kreshia is. I know Kreshia would be like into the whole molestation healing.
I mean, she's not into the healing.
Alright, so the
Not the
Shadow
molestation.
Demons will fade
No,
in.
leave the bacon alone.
Will fade out of
the
sight
bacon
for a
alone,
moment,
you
then
bet.
leap to strike. So they'll go something like meow, and then meow.
Oh, one of them is hiding underneath Lassie.
Is he? I think you might
Yeah,
have.
on our screen, he's under.
No, Lassie's here.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You're the one who
Reloading.
DC'd. Haha.
Maybe.
Alright, so these guys will be attacking with advantage. Let's see, one attack on Mary.
Oh no.
Holy
Well, my AC is pretty
shit.
low.
Why are they attacking with advantage?
Jesus fuck.
I'll be fucking damned. No one is where I thought they were. Oh, and then it went black and is loading again. What the fuck?
Wait,
Oh,
I'm confused.
there we go.
No, I fucking shot whistle.
I'm
I
confused. Why
can
they
try to
attacking?
distract the
I don't
fuck
think you
out of them.
can. Mary's AC is like 11.
Oh,
Wow.
you got
Why-
mage armor on.
Mary's gonna get hurt.
I'm still
Wait,
confused.
doesn't
Why
Mary have mage armor?
No.
No.
Mary barely even
Oh,
has normal
oh, well.
armor.
Why do they
Right, so
attack with?
it's 10 plus your dexterity. Mary has like 0 dexterity.
I do not have a lot of dexterity now.
Let's just check the math here
But
on
you're a
Mary's
warlock.
AC.
Test. Can I be heard?
Yep. Mary has
Yeah.
Mary has an AC of 14. Okay.
I
Well,
have 14.
there you go.
Still, why?
Yeah,
That's
I was,
higher than I thought it was.
Damn it! Why do they have?
yeah.
Actually, how is your AC that high? Do you have +1 armor or something? Have
Thought you had mage armor from her book.
That's not a thing. Mage armor is not
I
a
don't know.
ritual.
Yeah, no. The reason she had mage armor at one point is because I'd cast it on her before. But yeah, didn't expect it to get dumped on because no one has stood where I thought they were. Like after reloading,
Right.
literally everyone except for where Zanza is stood. They're all in different fucking places.
Well, Kina's AC is higher than I thought it was, so I think you do have a chance to negate that attack if you so desire. Though
I
you
will
won't be able to
try.
do so on the subsequent 2 attacks, so choose your time carefully.
Oh fuck. I know Kina can take that hit at least.
Wait,
She's
Marcus,
slightly
can't
harder than Frida.
you opera?
Alright, Marcus.
I don't think Marcus can stop the
Marcelino.
attack, but if he has something that lets him make an attack of opportunity himself.
Yeah, enter. Yeah.
One reaction. turn. I already used it on the Cambion.
There you go.
Oh, your turn hasn't come back yet.
Yeah,
It's
who's
a new
next?
turn. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
Thinking
yeah,
of my
he hits Mary, so take many points of damages. The next demon is going to take a attack on Syrah.
Oh no, you fucking don't.
Do you have a way to stop him?
No, but I'm gonna shout heckin' bad things at him.
You're going to give him a Heckenborg.
All right, well, I guess make an intimidate check. See if you
Alright.
can distract this demon off of its chosen target.
Intimidate. Fuck. No, I'm not scary.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I hope this doesn't give your daughter.
Thanks.
No. Wow. That's.
No, she's still alive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's-
a blessedly low ball swing actually on her.
Yeah, it is. All right. She manages to keep standing, but just barely.
I'm
And
gonna
then
heckin' destroy you.
the last one will try and grab your new friend and drag him back to the Netherverse. This will be a non-lethal attack. In the event that it matters, which it did, it hit him and drops him for sure. Yeah, so...
I'll try to interpose then.
Okay. So he has... You need to make up a difference of 8 points. So I think you need to roll
How
max.
low is that dude's AC?
Yeah, it's 13 AC. He's literally not wearing armor.
Oh, you gave it advantage.
Yes, also that. Yeah, these
I was
guys
just looking,
can
I was like, how
hide.
does a 12 fucking hit?
I
Alright.
can. Frida will just, if you see how hard they hit, and it just looks, should just
Oh, sorry, he's wearing leather armor.
literally take the hit to body shield him.
No, you can't. This guy is attacking out of hiding. You can barely make a reaction just to like do your whistle thing.
Well, I need to roll an 8 then.
Need to roll an 8 if you want to.
I can try. Let's see. Wait. Oh, there's. Yeah, okay. So, let's see if I can succeed.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
Based goat!
Good go.
good goat. You make the demon shudder back with your harsh note.
Just at the nick of time.
The horny individual breathes a sigh of relief. Marcus.
Man, these demon creatures are just everywhere. Coming out of the trees and everything. Really no good at all. Got demons hitting Mary, demons hitting Frida. I don't even know. Jeez. I'm gonna try and take this guy out first here. So, +2 to this.
Alright, that certainly hits. And which one are you attacking, sorry?
This guy.
Alright, cool.
And he's also getting smote.
Alright. That's smite, though. That's 11 and then -7.
And another attack.
Alright.
Only a 12.
Alas, this thing has a AC of 13.
And last one.
You got
That's a hit.
that, see?
Oh, but cha. Well,
Right.
small improvement, but yes. And then horse attack.
Oh, jeez. Raffle stomp.
Divine hooves.
That's true. Unfortunately, the Divine Hooves don't count as magic, I believe, so... he still
The horse
does
is
meet with
magic.
resistance.
The horse being magic sadly does not give their attacks magic.
Okay. It's literally made of magic. Oh, okay.
Alright. Mary. The very badly injured goat.
Yes, I'm quite wounded.
Why must everyone I love be eaten by demons?
As a bonus action, I will drink one of my healing elixirs.
Yeah, you will.
You don't even
Wow.
need to roll because you got bacon.
Okay, that's a good
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
because that was
that's right.
minimum damage, so you get 10 hit points back instead.
Yeah.
Bacon.
I know these guys aren't seem to not mind fire too much, but does he mind this much fire?
Oh yeah, no, you got full healing because of Bacon of Hope.
I know. I healed
Yeah.
myself.
just fucking snake eyes, and then the Bacon stays there. It's like, oh god, that's so
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, that guy is burninated most severely. He, in fact,
Crispy.
discorporates. He just explodes in a shriek and shadow.
And I'm just gonna move a little over here.
You actually can't stand on any of those squares if you're not on Lassie, because there's a horse.
I seem to have disconnected.
God damn it, Roll20, get your shit together.
No, it's just the ones.
All right, let's see. Where is everybody now when I load
Isn't it
back
so
in?
disconcerting to know that as well? The description of everything in the fight lined up entirely with what you're looking at, and then you realize that it totally applied as well, but everyone was stood totally different places.
Ah. Lassie's on top of me.
Yes, there's a horse on you.
Ooh, I didn't know we were getting to that realm.
Whoa.
Whoa, Nelly.
Oh wait, there's a demon right
Or
over there
rather,
too.
nay.
Yep.
I will move here then.
Alright, cool. Alright. Syrah is going to bonus action disengage, get the fuck out, and hide. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened here.
Alright.
I really care.
The Cambion is down. Can he miraculously get back up? No. He can momentarily avoid bleeding to death.
Close, but no.
Yeah. Alright, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, God King, time to strum your rum.
Boing. Wait, he has pack tactics.
Well,
It saves him from the
yeah,
crit
but that's a
fail,
10.
but yeah, he does not hit.
Yeah.
Alright. Zanza
Well,
Bun.
good thing he's flying. And with his bonus action, he will give out the Bardic to...
He only has the one.
He only has one?
Yeah, look at the description. Once per long rest. That's because his charisma is shit. That's a miss.
Ah, but here's the thing. You have the Bardic Inspiration.
You do.
It might be enough.
It's a 50-50 chance of being enough, in fact.
Rock and roll.
And then these y'all remember that he's muted.
Yes.
I meant Bardic Inspiration, sorry.
But
I
yes,
was
that
wondering.
hits.
Alright, so...
Alright, so minus 11. Boom.
And then I'll whack him again. This one, just because. Actually, wait, no. Before I whack him again. Do I have to use an action? Yeah, he's still conscious, so if I want to grab him, I have to use an action.
Yeah, he's still good, so...
Yeah, so since I don't want him just to get pack tactics out of existence, I'm going to pick him up and drag him to safety.
Alright.
You know, that's an OP, right?
Well, I already hit him, so he can't OP me. And
And
remember the
forced
races.
movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, so yeah, you can drag him off.
And since I only move 15 feet, drag him off 50 feet over this way.
Alright.
Actually-
Turn the dragon away so we won't be able to see him.
Let me just use a key point and run a little bit farther.
Jesus.
Just to make sure he's safe for sure. I'll bring him over to this tree.
Alright.
And I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, stay here, we'll be right back for you. And since I still have, like, another fucking, 30 feet. Still have, like, another 35 feet. Move back, try to position myself. So, zoom back. And then it'll be my turn.
Alright. He will spend his turn dazed and confused by what just happened to him. Kreshia.
This guy has got to pay for hurting my sweet baby Bork.
Alright.
First, Talt's gonna get in on the stompage. Fucking, you're the most reliable horse I've ever seen.
Fuck yeah. Horses are fucking killing machines, man.
I'm so
Horse
glad I
is
gave
out.
him armor. I'm so glad he has armor as well, so he doesn't die immediately every
When
time.
the horses out damage the players.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Welcome back to OD&D, where your horse is 3 times as powerful as you are.
I mean, I can still one-shot my horse, but he's great, and I love him. Okay, I'm going to just go with the tried and true, try and chop its fucking head off. Ugh.
A miss.
Well... yeah. Damn it.
Alright, well, now this guy's up in Yuna's grill, so she will attack him. Boop, boop. And double miss.
No.
Don't. This one's spry, right? This one's spry? I'll look down. This one's just being spry. We aren't shit.
Yeah, that's true. It's a very spry demon with his 13 armor class. Frida
The surprised.
and the demons.
Well, let's see. First off,
Freedom.
let's see here. Okay, let's see. Merisiel is slightly hurt, right?
She's pretty hurt.
She's on the slightly hurt of hurts, so she's not mega hurts.
I don't get it.
Okay, so 2, so 8, 16, 19 hit points.
Cool.
Kinathis. And then
Sorry, what? I'm eating.
Get 19 hit
I
points.
said you got healed.
Oh,
19.
well, thank you very much.
And then I'll try to make sure Jeffrey is protected a little bit here in case I think it's a good idea.
Alright. Well, I mean, the demons could fly up to eat Jeffrey, but instead, there's this delicious goat here they could chum on, so... The demon next to you, Frida, will attack you. That's the wrong stat block.
Will advantage or disadvantage?
Just
Okay.
normal attacks, since he's not hidden anymore. Well,
Dodge goat.
yep, dodge goat. But let's see if Kreshia can dodge.
Dodge
What?
Kreshia.
Me?
Because Kreshia totally has an AC higher than 16, right?
Yeah, I fucking crushed 16.
Okay.
I have an AC of 19.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, how?
Why are you always surprised? I feel like I've explained this every time. I'm a dex person, and I,
mean, I'm
wear
dex
studded
too.
leather, and I have a shield. That's
Oh.
magic.
Okay.
And the magic shield is like
A plus
50% plus of that. But yeah,
I thought-
alright.
I thought shield was only
So
plus
they miss, and the demons will opt
Shield's a 2
to
naturally,
move.
so plus 1 shield is
since
3.
You're not armed, Frida. This demon will just freely move away from you.
Yeah, I thought shields were
1,
only
2,
+1 in
3,
5e.
4, 5, 6. Nope, they're plus
No.
2.
They're +2, and then it having a +1 on it means it's a +3 shield.
And let's see. Una will get an opportunity attack on that demon.
Whoa, I do too, right?
No,
So is
because it's still within reach of you because you're on a horse.
Oh, yeah, all right, he's rotated around me.
Yeah. Alright, and
Oh.
that brings us to Marcus.
but Marcus gets an attack of opportunity because look,
It's true. Everyone
it's
is in the
same
zone of
thing
Marcus
with
on
that
horse.
fucker.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Running away.
You're allowed an attack of opportunity.
Yes. Which one are you striking?
Oh,
Apparently they both moved out of your control zone.
I guess this one.
Alright, so that's a hit, and he'll end up getting stopped, like, there. Bonk.
I will glare at this demon. You hurt my daughter. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Okay, and then go in and charge this guy.
Alright.
He can't have the bacon.
Only 12.
Alas, a miss.
Try it again. 14.
That will hit.
like
And
if you just had advantage.
If only.
smite.
Take bake.
Alright. 13.
So 6 and 7 for smite.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
this.
there like one missing?
I only have 2 level 2 slots.
Ah.
Bacon.
So that's a good little point here. Is that the damage increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend. And I'm gonna guess that yes, indeed, shadow demons are fiends.
So the other 2 should have had more damage. Well, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I thought you were just doing level 1s. My bad. Should have called that out.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, one more. Flip.
Yeah.
And horse.
A bacon.
Alright, so 13, 14, 15, what is? And then, yep, your horse finishes this guy off. But
Good job, Lassie. You've earned yourself a carrot.
it knickers.
Yo, don't be a racist, lassie.
Wow.
Now's not the time.
Merisiel.
Okay. I'm going to do that thing.
The thing with the thing?
That thing you do so good.
Okay, the thing where you
thing I do
move into
so good.
melee with the demon. Alright, cool.
Are you gonna cast Taste My Lightning, fuckers?
Oh, I mean, I was going to just run up and just fire blast him in the face, but that seems like a much more sensible idea, actually.
Especially since you don't have to get into melee with him.
Was that the
Yeah.
creature that randomly one-shot you? Nearly?
I will go over here.
Yay.
So one of my friends is not between me and the monster, just in case something unforeseen and unspeakable happens when I do this.
Just in case that 5% chance that you electrocute your friend.
Again, happens.
Alright, well, that's a hit. Let's see. Is it resistant to lightning? No, only to thunder. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, you give him a taste of unlimited power. And then the low-level NPC with a longbow will make a sneak attack. Pew! Nope.
Totally miss.
Total miss. Cambion is still probably... He is fine. Boop. Jeffrey.
Hooray! Let's see if the God King can do magic.
Oh,
They can, but the fucker is.
never mind. This guy's
resistant.
immune to lightning, not resistant to it. Thanks, chat. But he's only resistant to thunder. So, yeah. You give him a taste of unlimited power that he just does not give a shit about. And then Jeffrey bonks him with a magic loot.
Right.
Okay,
is
so
he immune
lightning-
to lightning
Yes.
or resistant to?
He's immune to lightning, resistant to
Oh.
thunder.
Okay,
Oh shit.
so just to make sure, Sieg was... What was Sieg the god of? Because I thought lightning and thunder were the
Sieg's
same.
not a god of anything.
Okay, what does Zanza believe him or to be a god of?
I don't know.
Fucking fine.
Sieg was associated with lightning because her mother is the Storm Maiden.
Then I'm going to assume I'm using lightning, even though the damage says thunder. I thought they were the same thing.
Yeah, you should be using lightning.
Taste my lightning, fuckers!
Alright. We'll call it even for Marcus having forgotten some smites that you also did extra damage you shouldn't have, so.
So that's why I like Booming
So
Blade,
that
because
means-
it's thunder damage because it vibrates as opposed to, sonic sound.
Speaking of which, Zanza.
Well then. So if I've noticed that my lightning is not doing what... Okay, so actually this brings the question. Is the lightning damage extra just ignored, or is the total damage of which I do ignored?
It's just the lightning damage, so the physical damage from your sword will still go through.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll go up and try to cut this bitch. 40 feet of movement. Fine. Boop.
Your weapon counts as magic anyway, so.
It counts as magic anyways.
I mean, magic
Right.
lightning damage doesn't help, but yeah.
Well, magic. I could change from lightning, but I'm not going to. Boop. And boop.
Alright, so that's a 10.
10
And
and an 8.
then an 8. Alright, this guy is still up.
I guess I will fist him then.
Lid.
We're really childish, aren't we?
And a miss.
Well, I still don't have Bardic Inspiration, do I?
No,
you
you
spent
used
it.
it, so I will.
Alright,
Take that token off you.
and just because he's still alive, let's spend a key point for con save. See if he can't be stunned.
Okay. Let's see. Shadow Demon, can you make a con save? Yep.
Fuck, I'll use my last key point then.
Alright. Really need to say this shit ahead of time, but yeah, okay.
There
Oh,
we go.
he's failed. And then you guys murder the shit out of him. Just fucking gangbang him.
I just didn't want him to go over and like one-shot one of the squishies or something.
That's exactly what he was going to do. Alright, so yeah. The 3 demons have been destroyed. They melt into mists of shadow and are pulled back into the earth.
I'll zip over, pick up our new friend, and bring him back to the party.
Hey, I can walk! Ah!
Sorry, just making sure.
Oh,
Whew.
And since this guy looks like he's still alive, I'm gonna tie up this guy as well.
Okay, yeah, you tie him up, and I think when you start tying him up, the other fellow with the horns is just going to take out a short sword, and unless someone stops him, he will coup de grace.
Well, I'm stopping him.
Alright.
Whoa. We still don't understand this situation. No preemptive justice, alright?
He was trying to kill me.
Well, yes, but to be honest, we get into situations like this a lot. We kind of have to work through the process.
I do believe that we should start to develop some kind of adventuring checklist.
So, let's start with the basics. My name is Zanza Ilgade. What's yours?
Alright, so you feel like one last little push of force against your wrist with his sword, then he grunts and pulls back and sheathes it. Fine. I guess I owe you for saving my life anyway. The name's Taryn. That was my brother.
Oh,
He indicates the unconscious fellow.
a spat between family? What happened?
It's more than a spat. I killed them all. Except him.
You might want to start from this. You might want to bring your story back a little bit further than that.
looks at you for a moment, then sort of taps one of his great big, thick, demonic horns with his knuckles. My parents were... One of them was a demon. They were trying to use us as weapons. I got away, but they cottoned onto what I was trying to do and came after me. I didn't have a choice.
Right, we'll finish tying up this guy.
Okay.
Assume he is stabilized.
No, not yet. I guess if one of you wants to stabilize him, you can. There's enough action economy to make sure he doesn't bleed out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So you were born a half-breed, and your family wanted to use you as a weapon. A weapon to what end?
I don't know. They were saying something about a second coming of this fellow called Lord Winter.
Oh. Deploy too.
I don't know what came over them. They were good people until a few months ago. Then all of this started.
Lord Winter is a powerful mage, isn't he? Could it be mind-altering magic?
He's a fairy tale.
Where did this happen?
Our home north of here was a temple once to Talion, but we've lived there for all my life.
And you say that this just happened one day? Suddenly all their behaviors and moods have turned, well, I guess hostile, for lack of a better word?
Hostile to the world around them, yes.
This was your parents?
And my brother, and the things they summoned.
What did they summon?
I would
Well, I guess-
suspect those creatures.
Other demons, but they took no precautions. The things went mad when they were summoned, but my parents didn't care anymore. They just unleashed them into the wilds to run rampant.
Well, I definitely don't have the same stigma as necromancy. I can say with certainty that summoning creatures from beyond the other world, especially devils, is an illegal action worthy of execution.
Yeah, well, good to know I'm not going to prison for it, I guess. He will
Well,
take
you
a
don't know-
shuddery breath and sit down on the
You-
rocks.
well, at least from the sounds of it, you seem like a victim rather than a conspirator of all this.
I
You don't have any
am.
reason to... He didn't say he summoned anybody, right?
He did not say he summoned anybody.
Yeah, exactly. We don't
After
have a reason.
after you've rested, could you lead us to this temple?
Sure, if you want, but there's nothing left there.
Well, maybe maybe there might be some sign as to what happened and why there might have been this sudden turn.
All right. Might I have the rest of your names? Like I said, I'm Terran.
This is over here is Zanza. That on the horse is Marcus. The little faunus is Frida. Then over there we have Kreshia and Sarah. And I'm Merisiel.
Wait, Merisiel isn't the princess.
And Jeffrey. Jeffrey's over there. We also have Jeffrey. Yes. I am Merisiel, and you're a Duskrender.
Is this the point where Una finally goes, "Oh right, fuck"? That's
yeah,
what we
like
meant."
if anybody's looking at it, she's like, "Oh, right, yes, I see."
Guess who nearly got done for regicide?
And Terran will sort of blink and say, Well, I suppose you would have fought those things sooner or later then.
Exactly. This sounds like a
Better
problem.
sooner than later.
No,
This
so
sounds-
that's
My
right.
folks said there's a war coming that anybody who supported our queen should be summoning things to take out this usurper, quote unquote, and he makes little air quotes, family sitting on the throne. That's yours, I guess.
Did they say who's the rightful ruler?
Sure, who else but the demon queen, Arashka? Thought she was a myth too, but I guess my folks started believing in her right quick.
Merisiel, do you feel more and more by the day that we're in over our heads?
Heroes are always in over their heads, Zanza. That's the point.
I mean, the Necromancers was one thing, but then Lord Winter, then the Lizard Folk, and now we're having to deal with Demon Queens.
Uh-huh.
This seems like an awful lot that we just happen to always bumble into.
Sounds like my mother's stories.
To be fair, the demon queen is like Lord Winter's wife, so it's not like it's a
Okay.
different plot thread you've just wandered into.
It's literally the same thread.
Well, I don't know that.
Fair enough.
Well, then, I suppose we should at least make sure to keep your brother alive and take him back to the town. Maybe if there's magic altering his mind, he could be checked over by the mages.
If you bring him into town, the people there are just going to kill him. Believe me,
Oh.
I know that for a fact.
Oh, right. Rampant racism. That's a thing. Right,
Yeah.
right. We can't exactly just leave him here, but if your accounts are true, your brother might not be in control of himself. It might be a great tragedy for you to lose a family member when he doesn't even want to kill you truly.
Oh, I think they've just gone insane, or if you think this Lord Winterfellow is real, then they are true believers like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, he's real as fuck.
Well, shit.
You could say we're a party trying to figure out how to deal with his coming.
Gross.
I'd have made that joke too on a better day, but okay. And he takes one look at his brother and starts breathing hard again, and he just fumbles into his pocket and takes out a brown paper bag and starts breathing into it.
The cute bunny boy will pat him on the cheeks and go, "Focus and calm down. He can't hurt you right now." Breathe in, breathe out. Zanza will try to comfort
there we
him.
go.
Is there a roll I
Just
can
had-
make for?
Yeah, you can
No,
make a
just
medicine
looking at
roll.
one thing.
Oop,
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, all right. You talk him through the hyperventilating thing. Takes him a few minutes to calm down, but he stops and puts the bag away and wipes the sweat off his brow. Okay, I'm all right. I'm all right. Oh God, this is too much.
Do you have anywhere you're going to go after you take us to the temple?
I guess wallow in the woods like a hermit. I don't know.
Well, we can't have that. Why don't you come with us to Kardenthold?
No thanks. I have tried going to town a few times. It doesn't end well.
By your appearance, I suppose.
Yeah, folk don't really know the difference between a demon and whatever we are, just half-breeds. He looks distinctly uncomfortable just saying the word. Bleh.
I will put a hand on his shoulder. What?
I know that some people have a hard time with other people, be it hobgoblins and catfolk, but there's also the occasional demons. Some people think they're not real, but they're real, but they're just people, and they shouldn't be afraid of you.
Yeah.
If you come with us, I, as the princess, will make sure that they do you no harm. They do you no harm.
I appreciate it, but I think I'll avoid town all the same. I don't fancy the looks I'll give me any more than the thrown rocks.
Kreshia, are there any
Can you bring
spells
us
that
to
can
the? Can
change his physical appearance?
Yeah, for a little while.
you bring us to the map?
Sure. And yeah, he'll say that he tried disguise self and it wore out in the middle of a conversation at a bar once, and it was a bad time.
Ugh. Yeah, no, yeah. I was gonna say like disguising is generally not a challenging spell to practice, but it does have its downside of needing to be recast pretty frequently.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys are in the middle of nowhere.
Like right next to
Yeah.
Kardenthold.
Well, I mean, aside from the giant dwarven delve in the middle of the hills here. So this is very much so an unpopulated area outside of the dwarves.
A populated city. I thought we were like less than a day away from a town.
Yes, you are outside of a town.
Okay.
But aside from the town, there's basically nothing around here. It's
Okay.
just vast hills and the river and the lake.
Ugh. Well,
We are right next to a town. Are you sure you won't come with us?
Make a persuade check. I think that's only fair. Fucking Christ. Alright, yeah, with a little motherly words of encouragement, Taryn will eventually assent to coming to town under your protection.
Okay. If he didn't want to come, I was going to give him my backpack and my tent and my food and all my food.
Aw.
then we have the problem of his brother. What do we do with him?
Well, he unfortunately is a criminal for attempting to kill people.
But his brother said that he might have been mind controlled by magic.
I really
Yes,
don't
that-
think that's the case.
Brainwashed is different from mind control.
Either way, if
Interesting.
magic is affecting his abilities, then isn't it not his fault?
I suspect we will have to wait until he wakes up to determine whether or not he is crazy or under some kind of influence. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look over him with my magic eyes.
Alright. I mean, he radiates magic. He's part demon.
Hmm. Let's see. Detect magic. Sense magic in this way.
Besides,
Here's
family
one.
should not be so willing to give up on family. I'm sure somewhere in there is still your brother who loves you.
Yeah, I think that person's long gone.
Don't give
So-
up hope.
At this point, I guess you guys are on your way to the temple, and
Yeah.
after maybe like half an hour on the road, assuming you let Taryn like ride on one of your horses with you, you guys find a like rocky little valley between two hills, probably around like this area here. And you see two dead bodies sprawled out against the stone that look like they've had their... One of them's had his head bashed in, and he's definitely a full-on demon of some sort. And he's got like these huge curling goat horns, ash gray skin with like splotches of red all over. long black beard and hooved legs. And a few feet away from him, with a pair of arrows in her chest, is a late middle-aged woman, catfolk, who is face down in a pool of her own blood. She has a axe still in hand that's got some blood on it itself.
Is there any lingering magic on them? Aside from
The demons... Actually, no, neither of them. Yes, the demon's dead,
Okay.
so he's not radiating anything.
Are we going towards the ruins thing? Like, where are we headed towards right now?
You guys are heading towards a temple somewhere around here. You're not sure exactly where.
Okay.
Alright. So, yeah, do you guys want to do anything with the bodies? Because otherwise Terran's just gonna, throw up a little bit and then sort of back
Yeah,
away from
I
him and
mean-
just get away. He just wants to go. Wants no part of that. And us.
Good old-fashioned friend fire, I suppose, will have to be the one to do with that.
Alright.
I will, before we do that, I will take the time to arrange them and make them a bit more, take the arrows out and maybe clean them up a little, clean them up a little bit.
Trying to medicine the catfolk, figure out. I know it's pretty obvious, but figure out what does it look like she was fighting? Was she fighting the demons, or was this one of the cultists?
It looks like she was chasing somebody and then got shot, and then just the momentum carried her onto her face, and she slid a couple feet.
Look back to our friend. Name.
Terran.
Terran, and ask him if he did this.
Yeah, he'll nod and indicate the bow.
All right. So there are catfolks involved in the supposed cult.
Is this who I think it is? Terran?
By the way, did the demon we strung up ever wake up?
No, it's only been 20 minutes.
Okay.
This is them, Terran?
Two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was there anyone else?
No, it was just the four of us, and then those 3 things my folks summoned.
Where would your parents be? Still in
Out
the
of curiosity,
He
Terran.
points down at the 2 corpses.
Oh, wait, those were his parents?
Yes,
Yes.
those were his parents.
Oh, I thought you said there was 2 folks and then his parents.
No, it is...
No. Have you had any visitors recently?
Yeah.
Or do you know if your parents had?
About a week ago, some woman came by. Said she was a friend. Parents
What did
sent...
she look like?
I didn't get a good look. She was dressed all up in a big black cloak, but she was wearing armor, I'll tell you that much. Could hear it
Classic
clanking a
sign
mile
of the-
away.
Black armor?
Couldn't tell you.
I see.
So parents are dead, but this isn't the place where the temple was, right?
This is the temple.
Yeah, so a few hundred yards after that, it'll lead you to a small, chapel building in the middle of the woods, which is indeed the temple itself. You can see an altar that's basically been reduced to rubble over time, and in the sanctuary there are 4 beds separated by curtains. So there's 2 for the parents and then 2 for the kids. There's a black summoning circle that's been painted on the ground. It looks fairly recent. And there's a mess of personal belongings. I mean, this was somebody's home. There's cloaks strung up to dry outside. There's clothing inside, folded up into chests. You can see a couple of swords and axes hung up.
Let's make sure to at least disrupt the summoning circle so nobody can come by and use it.
I'm going to sketch the circle before we destroy it. I want to perhaps look this up later. If we come across something like this again, I want to remember it. I have a feeling this is going to become a more common problem.
Alright.
I'll have to alert the town that demons are now on the loose.
Let's not go with the town, big air quotes. Let's go with important people first, so
We
that...
will alert the guard that there may be some creatures in the wilderness.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I'm sorry, last time you involved in trying to get the town involved, you literally tried to call a town meeting.
That was a small town. They didn't have a body government or a militia.
Whatever.
Alright, so sketch circle, disrupt circle, then what?
I'm going to look around, particularly through the parents' belongings. I want to see if there's either a journal or a diary among their possessions.
Alright, yeah, I don't think you need to roll anything for that. You find no books or written word anywhere here. It's entirely possible none of these people are literate.
Possible. Do I find anything else do I find... Alright, do I find a little snowflake memento with any on the bodies or in any of their possessions? Like the one that was left behind for us at the mayor's place.
Yeah, roll an investigate check. I think you can have advantage from the rest of the party being with you.
15?
15, you don't find an entire one, but you do find what looks like bits of a crushed one in the center of the summoning circle. Like it was used as some sort of component.
Ugh.
Like is the same one that we found?
It's the same substance, yeah.
Interesting.
Which is to say obsidian.
Obsidian is a component in the summoning.
Oh, thank you. With a little bit of my Spoda help, and I throw some magic nerd power at this. Just try and get a better idea of this whole summoning thing.
Yeah, well, what went wrong with this circle? I
Uh,
will
Alright.
also make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I will consult with Spoda Brain.
Alright, what exactly are you trying to determine, Kreshia?
The details of the summoning, essentially, like exactly what it was trying to accomplish, what it required, and what might have gone wrong or correct.
Alright, well, judging from the specific circle you find and the various runes that are written into it, and the components and what happened, it's pretty easy for you to assume and more or less confirm that this was a ritual used to summon demons. To pull their spirits out from the abyss and embody them here in the mortal world.
Yeah, I guess the other question is then, did it botch or did it pull one out?
You have no real way to determine that without any of the casters or the book or anything like that.
That's a shame. I mean, it's a power I would be interested in learning, purely academically.
I'm gonna ask Taryn, did your visitor show them how to draw this?
I don't know. My folks sent me and my brother out when she came. That said, they've never done anything like this before.
When exactly did your brother go insane?
As far as I can tell, the same time they did. The day after this visitor came, that's when I started noticing they were changed.
Just yet another thing for us to investigate. Well, if all the sketches and information have been done on the circle, I want to destroy it.
Yeah, that's...
Well, yes.
Yep.
And maybe it's a bit untoward, but is there anything I can salvage out of this? If it was a ritual circle, there might be some non-burned out components.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'll help wreck it.
Okay.
Alright, wreck the summoning circle. I guess at this point we're just going to have to question the brother. If we want to wake him up.
Let's do so while we're on the move again. If we have to pull up and, deal with him, then so be it. But let's keep going before we burn the last of our daylight.
Yep. Alright. So at the pace you guys are going, you will reach Kardenthold at the end of the day. And it's probably, right before the brother will wake up, so... You guys will indeed arrive at the Dwarven City. Which is to say, you arrive at a giant chasm that, until you're right at the edge of it, you really can't see much to indicate there's a city here. And you're driving along the road, and it just looks like a flat plain of nothing as far as the eye can see, until it, crops up into the hills miles away. But then all of a sudden, you see that there's this huge crack in the earth that's almost like it's been split open. And deep down inside, there is a Dwarven City. Let me drag y'all over to the map. Do.
Hooray!
And
Yeah,
as you
back
are
in.
riding up through the gates of this city, this winding passage down the sides of the rocks, you are greeted by a pair of dwarves who are riding up to you on these enormous horse-sized furry creatures. Black and white badgers whose eyes burn with barely contained fury.
God,
They're so
Badger
adorable.
Knights.
They're
Oh
so
my
adorable.
god.
Oh, hey, dwarfs, I know these guys. Love gold and stuff.
Did you have them back at your time, Marcus?
Oh, yeah. Dwarves and elves, and sometimes there were some half-elves. I think there were some, halflings around. It was far less animal-themed.
Sounds boring and less cute.
Well, I mean, the dwarves are pretty fuzzy, but, Different-
Yeah, I suppose.
kind of
Different
thing.
kind of fuzzy, though. That's
Yeah.
the kind of thing where you get facial abrasions.
I will approach the guards and greet them.
Yes, one of them will run a hand through his enormous red beard, and
It's so lustrous.
it is very lustrous, and he has his one hand on the axe holstered at his side, and he'll say, "Who goes there on the road to Kardenthold? State your business."
I'll be. In order to try and make sure we don't have any trouble with our guests, I will immediately introduce myself as Princess Merisiel Duskrender, and we are here on business.
He'll sort of cock an eyebrow at this, and as he's doing so, the other Badger Knight is circling your wagon, sort of looking inside, and he sees these two demon folk inside, and he sort of squints and growls and tightens his hand on his axe. But the first one says, "Well, I hope you have something to prove that claim."
I will show my ring.
All right, he'll look at it with an appraising eye and very quickly say, "Ah, aye. So it is. Well then, welcome to the city, my lady. We were not expecting a royal visit. You'll forgive us for the state of things," and he'll sort of wave a hand towards a distant part of the city that very much so looks like it's just falling apart. the bridge is collapsed halfway, and there are many towers that have tumbled off to the sides. We still haven't quite recovered from the war, such as it is.
I take it that storm wasn't much help to you guys?
No, no, it was not. We're lucky we didn't all drown here in the crevasse, but Lane protects, I suppose.
Well, she did her best. Flash a thumbs up at the sky.
The storm caused a great deal of damage to a great many people. The towns we have visited recently have all been affected by it.
Well, be that as it may, come, we should introduce you to the leaders of the community. I'm sure they will be delighted to have you and your friends. Now he's seen the demons in the back of your cart and sort of gives you a questioning look.
Friends.
No offense, Your Majesty, but you seem to have some demons in your cart.
Not demon. Related, but not demons. They are... At least one of them is friendly. There was an altercation on the road, and we came to the young man's rescue.
And Terran will just like give a weak wave, like, hi.
Hi, I'm not a bad guy, hi.
He will be of no trouble to any of you.
Well, as you say, Your Royaliness.
By the way, in related news, we have been alerted to the presence of the possibility of some creatures in the wilderness around here, so be careful, Sir Knight.
I'll give you a nod, but he's still like transfixed by this demon sitting in the back of your cart. Well, I'll just grunt and say, right then. Well, far be it from us to hold you up. He will sort of urge his badger out of the way. It just hisses at you menacingly, like it desperately wants to just pull you off your horse and rip you to shreds.
To use my baby speech.
Oh, what's up, motherfucker?
Oh no.
As a badger, just constantly swearing and angry.
It's a horse-sized honey badger. What do you think?
Just sound so angry and so incoherent that I'm the only one who can understand it. That's
What is up, badger? Why all the hissing?
What you hear is incoherent scream of rage. The dwarf has to like pull the reins hard to keep it from just lunging at you. Whoa there, boy!
I will huff.
Badger is always angry.
Yeah. According to chat, the closest translation you get is fucking fuckity fuck chick fuck cock garlic dick butt.
Sounds about right.
No. It sounds like the aftermath of a football match in Scotland, and they were all drunk.
So just a football match in Scotland, then.
Pretty fucking much. And the home team lost.
Oh no. So yes, this is an extremely aggravated animal, and you are not making it any better.
I see.
Oh.
Quick, tell him he's a
It's a
cunt.
giant honey badger. What if it likes honey?
I would
with
advise
respect,
against
ma'am,
trying to feed it.
please don't feed the war badgers.
It only makes them sating their hunger only makes them angrier for some reason.
No, see, if you feed them, then you can't get rid of them. They'll follow you around till your death. which they'll probably
Really?
cause.
Which they'll probably cause. Mighty steeds you have, sir.
Yes, mighty and filled with rage, the rage of the earth.
Boundless fury.
He will pat the badger, and it will seethe.
Seethe. It will seethe quietly.
Not quietly. It's at
Well,
this
not
point it's just
quietly.
hissing.
Can
Like you tried
Can
to
I do
talk
an
to
anim-
it. It's incredibly infuriated.
okay? Can I do a animal handling check to let it and calm it down a little?
I would highly advise against that.
Alright, I will straight up tell you, if you fail this check, it will attempt to, if not actually, bite your hand off.
Okay. Tisha, can you stop moving around, please? Where's that Kinathis? Yeah, it's probably Kinathis. I keep hearing this microphone scrape repeatedly. You're like, that's either Kinathis or TCO.
Oh, I think it was me.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Animal handling.
No, don't do it.
Then
Oh god.
No, no,
inspiration.
no,
and bardic.
no, don't
Okay,
do this.
I really hope you don't roll on that one, because that's, like, you can lose a hand.
Yeah, I'm using my inspiration and my
Don't
bardic.
snake
inspiration.
eyes in.
Don't
Okay.
speak on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, you give it the, like, tiniest inkling of a pet, and just
21.
jerk your hand back before it can snap your arm off. And yeah, the dwarf just pulls on the reins and swears at his animal.
Hey, it's a 21. Come on,
The
that's a
lesson-
Yeah,
really
you
fucking good
touched
roll.
the badger without dying.
The lesson is that
Congratulations.
badgers are angry and you do not get to calm them.
No,
That's-
there is no calming the
They're
badger. There is only maybe touching it once.
Sometimes it's temporarily unconscious while it just stores up extra rage.
You know what would have been hilarious to roll a fucking nat 20 and then just slapped on and
Yeah.
beat on it.
Just, yes, that is right, my badger friend. It turns out that the reason Frida is always this sweet, innocent thing is because she needs that as, like, the nature's natural balance for her being the badger whisperer. She's a sweetheart because otherwise all she would bring this world is death.
True badgers.
We've seen the mega badger before.
Let's continue
Yeah.
on.
Just
Yes.
tell the dwarf it's an absolute precious thing.
I think that's a compliment, so thank you. Maybe. Seems very confused by you
Yes,
calling his giant war badger sweet, but I'll take it.
Let's
Just
continue.
wave bye-bye to the badgers.
Alright. It hates you from a growing distance. And yeah, you guys have the run of the city. Let me grab your tokens. God, there's...
Now let's see that shopkeeper list.
So many people. Got Una and the Cambion and Terran. All here's
Hey, Barnahold Trading Company.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And Jally.
And Jally, the traveling merchant. Yes.
Yeah,
The
so
name of
I
that
didn't,
tavern
I didn't
seems
remember
familiar.
Jally from before, but now I read Barnhold and then it clicked.
yes, so Barnhold Trading Company is the largest merchants guild in the realm. It's also by far one of the wealthiest organizations on the planet. They control many, many mines, many, many merchants, and most importantly, they control a significant part of the residium trade in the world.
Speaking
Yeah.
of,
After, I think the Barnhold Trading Company is sort of related to a very, well, accountable dwarf from Pergolit.
I don't think so.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay. I
Everyone
figure
is secretly-
since they didn't really have, anything. Well,
Not
nor-
everything is just a callback to Sav&D too.
Yeah.
sure?
Was it from Jalinar himself or from Haskin that we got a little stamp to go hang with the Barnholts and be like, "Yo, we did you guys a big old-fashioned service."
It was from Jelinar, I believe. Haskrin just gave you money, and then
Right.
went off to create his Residium nuke.
Yeah.
Speaking
That's
of
going to be
which,
some interesting thing.
spoiler alert, he's here in town now.
What, Haskin?
Yes.
Oh, fucking A.
No. I was just saying, speaking of, you see this
Mushroom cloud in the
on
distance.
horizon.
The night turns bright and then the day turns dark and the clouds of the oncoming residual nuking.
Yeah, so as you guys are like making your way down into the basin of this crevasse, you see up in one of these big rows of angular homes carved into the rock, one of them just explodes. Like all the windows shatter, this plume of blue flame erupts from it. And yeah, the echoing explosion just echoes throughout the cavern. Boom, boom, boom.
Uh-oh.
Nobody is
I
even
recognize-
slightly phased. They just like look up slightly and then go about their business.
I recognize that explosion.
I will
I
ask.
physically
I'll do it.
recognize that explosion.
Yeah. Did he
Yeah,
move?
Frida I don't know. I don't know. I remember that explosion.
I will ask
Almost.
a dwarf. What was that? I will
And
get
just
one
like
of its attention and then point.
find one of the next badger knights you come across, and yeah, he'll look up and say, "Oh yeah, Askern, some big bomb expert I hear. Come
Fuck
down to
yeah!
I thought he lived in Skarn.
no, come up from Fort Scarn to apparently he's gonna save all of us in our economics with his bombs or something. I don't know."
Shit, I would not be surprised if he succeeds.
Economics. Like I give a fuck.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to him when
He's done
Well-
exploding. Yeah.
he's done exploding.
Well, we'll have to go see if he's less exploded than last time we saw him.
That's true.
By the way, how long do we plan to stay in town?
We won't know until we've been here for at least a day figuring out what's what.
Well, you guys are talking about talking to Exploding McSplodingson. And
It's like
Oh,
a
no.
half-hour visit, but also it's night, so,
It is night. What do you guys want to do
We can
about
get-
accommodations?
Well,
find the Dwarven Inn and everybody else gripe because Zanza's the only one small enough to enjoy their accommodations.
oh, screw you.
Okay, Zanza and Frida.
But if it would be too comfortable for Frida. But she
Yeah.
wouldn't gripe. She'd just deal with it.
Yeah, she'll
She's
just sleep
breathing.
under the
Well,
bed.
it's small. It's smaller and enclosed, so yeah.
Well, yeah, true. It's not like a big fluffy bed.
Isn't
Yeah.
Zanza even smaller than Frida?
Sansa is smaller than Frida. You're 4 feet. Frida's like slightly above 5.
Zanza's perfect dwarf height. Fits right in.
Indeed. Frida's 5'1" and she's 110. Light goat.
Oh, either way.
5'1", not 5'10", sorry.
So I guess we go to an inn, a Dwarven inn. Try to find some non-Dwarven accommodations.
What's wrong with dwarven
Well, we got a
accommodations?
tiny hut.
I mean, yeah, you do. I guess Yuna will volunteer to just look after your prisoner here while you go deal with accommodations. And seeing that she's also a prisoner, Sierra will volunteer to watch her.
I want to watch with Syrah since since Zanza and Syrah are a dynamic duo that does spread
Like
all the
Justice
justice of
Buddy.
the red.
Sure.
Like, Yeah, I just like watch this happen and I'll shrug at Sarah.
What's that? She has a beard so she can go rob people? Alright.
Damn it. Like, I just watched her go off and I'm like, she'll be fine,
Justice
right?
buddies.
But
She'll
we're
be fine.
justice buddies.
Yeah, great. She's an adult. I believe in her.
I believe in her too.
God damn it.
She's your responsibility.
Just don't do it anywhere near a badger, please.
Zanza stands next to Sarah and it's like, it's fine. We're just going to be making sure we do justice. As justice buddies do.
Yeah, great.
She
Well, I
enthusiastically
guess-
agrees as she busily lines her pockets as the merchants come and go.
Come on,
Plus the
we're in
word
good,
again.
we're in
I
good
give,
relations with some of these merchants, okay?
I give Iona healing potions just to make sure she's a little bit topped up, so
Alright.
there we go.
Just
We'll
delete
have to
Oscar
figure out
here.
what we're actually doing with the last, though. So she,
One day Zanza will
It's
learn.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, I ain't got it. Don't worry about it.
One day Zanza will learn that Sarah's a kleptomaniac. Just not today.
I am
I don't
going
think
to
it'll
make
happen.
continue to make a concerted effort to turn Yuna to the side of good.
Yeah, I secretly tried and failed really hard as well.
Those are
My
centaurs.
Bladesinger was
crap.
not with me.
There's a dwarven Ouroboros over there, right in front
Oh,
of us.
yes, I remember those well from D20 Modern.
The Dwarven Ouroboros, dare I ask?
Yeah, it's where dwarves start drinking, and there isn't an end point to that. Essentially, you go from bar to bar, and the time it takes to get from bar to bar, or the time it takes to pass out from drinking, is enough to sober up to do more drinking. So the dwarves would daisy chain bars to bars to bars. So began the Dwarven Ouroboros.
Isn't the entire dwarven economy based on alcohol?
And
Gold.
mining.
No, see, their entire economy is based on silver mining.
Yeah.
Alcohol is
Silver
just
houses.
where all the money goes to support the service industry.
Support your troops, buy a pint.
That person's passed out.
Yep, so as you walk inside,
That is a
you
hobgoblin.
immediately see a group of off-duty dwarven guards who are busily consuming alcohol to forget the hardships of the day. Directly in front of you, behind the bar, are a pair of female centaurs who are apparently tending the bar. They must be the owners.
Interesting.
And yeah, as Mary points out, there is a faunus who is face planted onto the bar, surrounded by about a dozen empty steins. She's just wallowing in her own drool.
Interesting. I will clap on over to the bar.
Alright.
Kreshia would like to immediately dive into drinking. She's gonna tell everyone that she's off for a night walk first.
Alright.
And slip on out.
Walks over, looks up at the center and asks, why was she drinking so much?
So yeah, the centaurus is quite young looking, maybe the equivalent of 19. Mostly bare except for like silks wrapped around her on both human and equine half. And as you take a seat at the bar and get a chance to look onto the other side, you notice that she is quite like gravidly pregnant. And yeah, she looks at the faunus and says, "Oh, poor thing had a broken heart, I think.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, she'll sober up." And like
Lesser
as she's saying
restoration.
that, there's this
So-
really rip-roaring snore from beside you.
Does she have a room already?
I don't think so, but she does live just down the street. Don't worry, we'll get her safe and sound home.
It's okay. It's
Well-
mandatory if you run a dwarven establishment. You know where all your customers live, so you can take them back home.
If they're well paid,
Hmm.
otherwise it just costs out on the street.
And that's where the dwarves live, so, you know.
Well,
It's
no,
good community.
Frida just reaches down and just casts, while she's asleep there, and just casts Lesser Restoration. Because alcohol poisoning.
Yep.
Doesn't affect dwarves.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's very hard to poison one of our kind with alcohol.
No, but even getting drunk or getting snatched is literally you being poisoned.
Alright, so as soon as you cast a spell, she just bolts upright, golden eyes sort of blearily gleaming. She will point a finger at you and say, I will have you know, I resemble your spells. And she'll just fall back onto the table. The centaurus who's standing next to you go, oh my.
Poor dear. You said she lived just down the street?
Yes, it's up on Merchant Row.
Perhaps we should help
Yes.
the lady.
Just look at Jeffrey.
Sap.
Let's see. And reaches into her little goat purse there, with tiny goats all over the place. And let's see. It gives him minus 18. There you go. Give him 18 silver and say like, well, I think you're here's something for the night here. I think you more than well should be able to have your fun time.
Have fun, Jeffrey.
I don't think this is a brothel, so, like, mediocre at best.
Well, I think you're more than capable of finding out what you need with your natural charms.
Alright, let's
Now-
see if Jeffrey can seduce the other centaur while you guys are busy.
Ma'am, do you have any rooms available?
Oh, of course. We're mostly empty right now, actually. So
Okay.
you'll have your pick of the roost.
Well, I'd like. What do you have for your? What are your nicest rooms?
Well, we have the royal accommodations in back. A lovely full double bed with writing desk and all.
Well, I'll take that one.
So I guess that answers my next question. You're travelers from out of town, I take it?
Yes.
I thought we'd have more of you coming in, what with the big excitement going around, but oh well.
Big excitement.
Oh yes, apparently there's going to be some great big explosion in a few days.
Haskern.
Haskell.
I know how long we're staying for.
Exactly 1 day less than that many days.
Haskell completed his project then. That's great to hear.
I suppose I didn't really listen too much about it. It seems rather dangerous to me, but I guess the Barnholts know best.
Well,
We should hope so.
Haskell is related. He comes from a lineage of, I would dare say, very active explosive users.
Eccentric bomb lovers.
Yeah, yes. You should know them a little better than me.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Oh my. And she looks past Mary as Terrence sort of nervously walks up.
Hey there, Terry.
Hi, Vale. Pleasure seeing you again. He laughs
know?
nervously.
You know each other?
The centauress will cross her arms and look down on him and say, "You could say that."
Oh, congratulations.
Taryn will sort of look over the bar, look up at her, and say, No way. No, you're kidding, right?" She sort of puts a hand back on her equine half's rather rotund belly and says, "Well, Mr. I don't believe in pulling out, yes." He flushes a much darker tone of red and sort of squirms, and his tail tucks underneath his legs. Uh, I stayed around if I hadn't gotten run out of town, and my spell hadn't run out in the middle of things, and congratulations. So while that's going on, outside the tavern, we have a different half of the party who aren't
Yes.
being subjected to the awkwardness of that train wreck in progress.
Oh boy.
So I believe, Kreshia, you have wandered out to rejoin Yuna, Zanza, the Borkling, and your prisoner, yeah?
Yes. What's the goal with getting this prisoner to a place?
Good question.
I have no idea
Does
what
it
we took
literally
a
mean
prisoner
then
in
that
the
no
first
plan
place.
has been constructed for dealing with the prisoner and Yuna then?
Oh no, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing with Yuna.
Right, I mean, I tried that, but go ahead. Yeah, as for this other prisoner...
Well, we want to wait. We want to get him into a place where we can have him alone, where he can wake up, and then we question him, and whether or not and the end result of that will either result in him being not crazy or under any influence, or we have to turn him in because he's a bad man.
Okay, sure, and where is it that you wanted to keep him?
The gallows.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, I'll see about borrowing a cell, quote unquote,
Yeah.
to dump this guy into while you're on the tavern.
Alright, where would you borrow a cell at? I guess there is a
What?
guard post if you just want to, go down to the local garrison.
Yeah, I guess I'll go down to the local garrison.
Alright, so yeah, there's a big, stocky, square stone building full of dwarven soldiers who will be most happy to take this devil man murderer thing off of your hands, no problem.
I'll ask them to be nice, because it's entirely possible that someone, bewitched him with foul magic. And then, just in case they're feeling a little bit superstitious, I will pull out a silver coin, whisper some mumbo jumbo into it, make it glow, and then just place it in front of the cell.
Alright.
That should be enough for Hicks. I also...
For Hicks.
as far as... Well, I just consider people who don't know shit about magic to be Hicks, but, whatever. Like, you get to see... you get to see away from Party Crasher.
Yeah.
Away from Party
That's
Crasher's kind of a dick.
Yeah. I see that. You're a racist asshole.
Yep. And they don't know shit about magic. They must be a fucking bunch of Hicks.
I
mean, it's
checks out.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like they have a temple to Candor here. Like the god of fucking knowledge.
Yeah, is the god of magic? I fucking think so. So I'll have this guy held here. I would also like to quickly borrow one of either Sierra's or Yuna's expertises in finding where might be one of the shadier places around here.
Alright. I guess Cyril will roll with advantage. Do-do-do. Boop.
Sweet.
All right, yeah. So what are you looking for in terms of shady?
Uh,
Ah,
how best to say it?
where the
Uh,
black people at?
No, not where the
Wow.
black people at. Shit. No, essentially, I want to learn about this place from the perspective of the lowest common denominator, such as it were, because I believe Operation Education needs to start somewhere, and figuring that shit out seems like a good thing to do. And where else do you learn about a shitty place from other than the shitty tavern filled with the shitty people's parents and all of that? Like,
So you want to find a bad neighborhood, basically.
yeah, I want to find a bad neighborhood.
Okay.
Question. This is for Operation Education, right?
Yes.
Well, I definitely don't think the dwarves should be excluded. Isn't it kind of weird that we're starting with the dwarves instead of the catfolk or hobgoblins?
I'm just not in one of their places right now.
Okay.
Everyone gets access.
Just saying.
All right.
Yeah,
so
great.
obviously, Sierra and Yuna are coming with you. Zanza, are you following along on education quest?
Zanza's with Sarah for justice.
All right. Then the four of you shall be directed up to this actually higher tier of the city, which to dwarves obviously means it's shittier because it's near to the surface, right?
Yeah, of course.
I
This-
suppose that makes sense.
I
It
guess
does
that
make crazy
shows
sense.
how they feel about everybody else.
So yeah, they'll point you up to Old Town, which is the section of the city that was constructed and inhabited at the beginning of the Hobgoblin War, and yeah, basically the Hobgoblins just rolled boulders down onto it, like from the edges of the cliffs. Didn't even need to
Yeah.
build siege engines; they just threw rocks in there.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm not surprised.
It got all kinds of fucked up, and being dwarves, rather than repairing old broken shit, they just dug deeper and more greedily into the earth
And
and
then
made a new
build-
town.
Sweet new shit.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh, I guess I will try and explain as much of the whole process to Zanza as we go. Like, we're in a place that's filled with some of the very, very rich people, right? You know, the merchants, the people who learn the crafting skills and, you know, make their living that way, and it got hit real hard by war, and there was the storm recently. I want to start initiatives for doing good for people that don't involve being just, you know, prepared for where the next battle's at. At the same time, I am still a noble, rich asshole, and that doesn't really fly if you want to try and change things. I'd like to know what people actually, you know, think and feel and put up with. But that also means that we don't sort of let anyone know that we have anything to do with nobility or even justice or good deeds, because we don't want people on their guard. You keep this one on the down low?
I mean, how is Kreshia dressed at least?
She has taken off her particularly big magic hat, rolled it into her null bag of don't find me things, and is just dressed in casual stuff. She probably has her studded leather on, but it was never particularly high quality studded leather in the first place.
I guess Zanza needs to change out of his little knight uniform.
Oh, yeah. I'll, like, pull up a cloak and hold it like an impromptu changing room. Remember, just dress casual, not shitty. We don't want to look like narcs.
What's a narc?
Never mind.
Ugh, water went in the wrong way. Give me a second.
Okay. But yeah, this is going to be less of a talking operation, more of just a listening one. You know, sit, soak in the place, spark up some conversation, learn the kind of gripes people have. You know, if you can find out where opportunities might have failed them in the past, then, you know, that's the kind of stuff that we want to try and improve for people. And even if we can't fix their lives, a bunch of them are going to have kids, and they're going to have a real shit raw deal.
Okay, so just because I can't help but bitch about it, realistically speaking, or even kind of theoretically speaking, this is gonna practically achieve nothing, since we would have no real pull here, since you are princesses of another land. Well, I guess Mary has
I
pull.
don't. Mary has pull, but at the same time, you'd be surprised.
Also, good luck
The-
trying to convince the other nobles to actually spend their time, effort, and money on fixing the poor district. That's more of a realistic, cynical look.
Fixing the buildings, I mean, they can fix their own buildings. They just kind of need the education for that shit.
Yeah, funding the educational trade.
Very,
Hey,
very bitter of
welcome
you.
to Frida's little
Yeah, exactly.
orphanage.
Yeah,
where
I
they
just,
teach
I just,
kids.
this is exactly me wanting to try and start little initiatives like this all over the goddamn place. You're 100% correct. Look, Zanza, if I don't at least make a diggings in, then I can't say I tried, can I? And
This is
Oh,
not
I'm
Zanza
good.
bitching. This
this is
very-
just DCL
this
bitching.
is me. This is me realistically nitpicking.
Oh,
I'm
there,
saying,
then-
the way
then
we're
shut the
going
fuck
about
up.
This would never fucking work. Yeah, that's not Zanza. I don't actually give a fuck. I just can't help myself.
Yeah, I know you can't, but shut the fuck up.
What
whiny little
DCL,
bitch
you
boy.
say you don't believe in Frida's little orphanage there to try and help the new generation learn skills other than, killing?
The orphanage
help them
obviously,
grow
is
up.
probably the best chance.
Yeah, if that can get a hold and start spreading, education, teaching them that there's more to life than just paid misery and killing people.
Yeah. I'm just bitchy because basically we are kind of nearing end times game or whatever. Lord Winter's coming back. Place is still
So,
kind of fighty.
Try and just improve the world situation a little bit without thinking about who you want to train the next 5-year-old to go fucking fight. Regardless, as well, this is a merchant place, and since it's mostly dwarven, I don't have to try and play the political. Indeed, this is something Kreshia will explain as well. Like, this place is majoritively dwarven. I don't have to try and play that political game of hobos versus kitties.
It's just generally in times of war or in imminent war, resources are going to be spent on war.
To be fair, it's a war against an enemy that most people are convinced it's a fairy tale.
Except for the gods,
Yeah.
who have close ties to apparently the politics, at least where we come from.
Of a city. But anyway, Captain gripes a lot. We're just going to go spend some time in a slightly dodgier place and, soak it up. Soak it in. Indeed, apparently, the capital city of Erin isn't all that good, but we didn't spend any time in that area, and I feel like that's a thing I should have probably fucking done. And I suppose there's a question. How many people think the divine aspects are all fairy tales and shit?
At this point, not many. Like,
Okay.
you can, objectively go to a cleric and be like, "Hi, give miracle, please," when
This
you
is
couldn't
very
do that 50 years ago.
Alright.
How does anybody think winter is a fucking non-existing thing?
Well, he's actually literally from fairy tales. Like, when I say, oh, he's a fairy tale, literally, that he is a matter of, children's storybooks.
You don't mean like Fae?
No, I mean
No.
actual, you tell your kids that, if they misbehave, Lord Winter's gonna come eat them up.
Yeah, you eat all your cabbages because Lord Winter hates the taste of cabbage in people's
So there
blood.
was wait, didn't Lord Winter have a thing where he almost took over the world?
1,000 years ago. And after that, he just left and faded into myth.
And the gods who talk about him, fuck it, whatever.
They don't talk about it. That's the thing. They were asleep for 1,000 fucking years, got woken up by a bunch of retards who then happened to become some of the world's most powerful retards.
Adventurers.
And
Yeah, again,
barely
I don't want
anyone
it to be an army.
saw him. That's the thing. When he came back looking for his wife, barely anyone saw him
Okay.
other than the most powerful retards in the realm.
And the only other people who ever conferred with them, if I remember rightly, was matters of royalty, literally behind magically closed doors.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like-
mages.
Because letting
all
people know
Winter
that a fairy
did-
tale is actually an all-evil super demon is a terrible thing.
All Winter has done in the last, 1,000+ years that anybody is even remotely aware of is just briefly came out of retirement, won Sav&D, and then just left again.
Fucking mages, hiding all the truths.
Fucking
DC,
Zanza, you can be relegated from coming
along.
along on this justice walk.
Sansa gets his fucking tinfoil conspiracy helmet. Just
Yeah.
complaining on there's something in the water, turning fucking frogs gay.
Turning all the fawns gay.
Turning all the frogs into mages, teaching them all cantrips.
Yep. Turning all the frogs mage.
Oh God.
God damn it,
Don't you know? They're making bombs out of residium. It's gonna get in the water and make all the frogs mage.
fucking hurts.
You just fucking wait. I will put fucking frog folk in this game. I have already put frog folk in this game who use fucking magic.
Yeah, please. Last time we went up against Gripply Wizards, they stole our fucking boat, okay?
Okay, fuck it, whatever. Continuing on.
Do
Yeah.
it, save it.
Like, we don't really want this to become a big grand war.
No, put fucking magical frogs or toads in this goddamn game. If Frida ever dies, I'm gonna play one of them.
What happened? Well, one night I was at this lovely little pond, and then there was a big boom, and suddenly I was a wizard.
No, go away. You can put that in your own game. Just have that be the focus of Druids and D. Just fucking mage frogs.
Roadside.
Alright, so while you're off doing that... See, everyone should have control of Jeffrey, right? So you can all see. Yeah. Alright, so back in the tavern, the young Centaurus, Valian, and Terran have been shooed away from public eye by the other Centaurus behind the bar. To save a little bit of face for what appears to be her daughter. Leaving Mary and Frida with a passed out Faunus, and Jeffrey with nothing in to wet his dick. And thus, dejected, the kobold will go and just sit over next to Mary. Be like, hey, what's up?
Oh, you know.
Weren't
usual.
Jeffrey's supposed to ask if he could find a good brothel or...
I mean, this is a dwarf town. Do they even have sex? I thought they just came out of the rocks.
That's a stereotype.
Just because it's a stereotype doesn't mean it's not true.
All fucking dwarves that turns their head and gaze upon the goddamn kobold.
Jeffrey just sort of looks around, goes, "Oh," and folds his wings around himself.
No,
I'll
they're...
give Jeffrey a pat on the head.
No, they have very pretty women and they have very pretty men, so they do much like everyone else.
I mean, if I go to a dwarf brothel, though, do the women have beards?
Well, look around you, Jeffrey.
I can't tell the difference.
Are you sure?
I mean, even in the
Let's
best
see.
of times between you stupid warm bloods and your dimorphism.
1, 2, 3.
Are you sure those are women?
Also, that one, she has a beautiful beard.
No, it's like, okay, that can we see that? Yeah, that those are dwarf women. Savin.
Yeah, those are definitely
Can we
dwarf
confirm?
women. Jeffrey's not so sure. Also
Yes,
a dwarf
Sure,
woman.
But yes. Yes, but yes, those are very pretty dwarf women.
I'll take your word for it. And he will just reach over the counter and steal one of these mugs for himself and start drinking. Oh god.
Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What you count in there, Kinabat?
The number of rooms we'll be needing.
The answer is probably all of them. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms, 5 of which can board 2 people.
Then I think we
Okay.
need 5.
Which one? Which one is the smallest one? Like literally, what's called a broom closet.
Yeah, they do have a couple of very small rooms.
Zanza sleeps on the clouds of justice.
Well, your cloud of justice is going to be a bed.
So yeah, when Frida's asking about the smallest rooms, the other centaurus, who is a very big, voluptuous, broad-shouldered woman with a pair of long braids down her back, will canter over and explain that they do have 2 rooms that are meant for the occasional, if rare, dwarven client, if you so desire, though most of the rooms are meant for the larger folk and thus are considerably bigger.
No, I would prefer the smaller the better.
Well, all right, dear. That'll be 1 silver piece, if you don't mind.
Okay. Just reaches in there. Oh, she gives her a silver piece there, and go 9.
Right, so is Frida just gonna go to bed?
No, they just start renting it, so so she has it. So we're gonna help the Faunus back to her place first.
Yes, I'll help you. I'll help you as well in just a moment. I'll get the rooms for everybody else.
And then she writes a little note on top of 11 gold pieces and just gives it to the Nilfgaard there. The note says, a small gift for starting a new happy family.
Aww.
Very nice of you.
Alright, so yeah, the mostly unconscious Faunus is not in much of a state to give you directions, so one of you make an intelligence check with advantage from the other assisting to try and parse her directions on how to get home.
Okay. How are you with intelligence?
Excellent.
We're lost as shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have like the best intelligence roll for this.
Okay.
Combined intelligence, I just mean I could run around the entire city until we find the one house.
Okay, I have a side question. Can Frida ask any passing dwarves kindly if they know this Faunus and know where she happens to live?
Yeah, I think you finally are resorted to that after an hour when you end up on the right back on the porch of the Craghammer Tavern. And yeah,
Okay,
a passing dwarf will say, "Oh, Chief lives just up there on the Merchant Row," and he'll point to a very large sort of manor house at the very tip of that neighborhood.
Huh.
I thank him a lot. And I'll wish him a pleasant night.
Alright. So yeah, you will go on up there, and I guess probably just take the key out of her pocket and open the door and take her inside. And inside is a male dwarf butler. He's dressed up in his little white shirt and dark pants, and he tromps on over when you 3 enter and says, "Oh, well, I was just getting worried. There you are, Tin. Come on." And he'll take her from you in one hand and just throw her over his shoulder. There we go. There we go. Thank you for bringing her home.
Oh, it's no problem.
It was an interesting journey.
Yes, well,
Uh,
on behalf of the city of Kardenthold, I thank you for not letting our dear friend here wallow in her sadness all night.
Why
Is she
was
going to
she
be
wallowing
okay?
in a sadness?
Well, no offense, but I don't think it's my place to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
Perhaps we can drop by later when she'll be awake.
Well, I'm sure the mistress would like that very much.
I took care of her, the whole alcohol part, so she at least won't be hungover in the morning.
And she'll like that doubly more. He'll set her down on a chair and he'll take out a little coin purse and say, "Here, for your trouble," and he'll take out a silver piece and offer it up to you.
No, thank you. It was just a pleasure to help her out. You have such a lovely house here.
Oh, well, thank you. Very well, if you're sure, and he'll put the coin back into his purse and says, "Well, if you'll excuse me, I should be getting Milady to bed."
Very well.
Okay,
Probably leave the key there and just close the door after us.
Alright. See, he takes the key from you, lets you leave, and takes her up to bed to sleep off a nasty, nasty hangover.
Hey.
Well, I guess she's not going to have a hangover. It's just a lot of drunkenness. That's fair. That is fair. Alright, so yeah, you leave there and return to the tavern.
And we get mugged on the way. Oh no. Roll like at the table.
Yep, random
Shady
encounter table.
dwarves.
Alright, hold on, let me just, Nope, no random encounters. You're fine.
Got
It
like
does
a
start
water
snowing,
in
though,
there.
so now you're in the bottom of the valley, and it's just getting really cold, and snow is starting to fall, and it just piles up.
Oh well, don't worry. Prestidigitation. Keep our clothes warm and dry.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
fine.
Ah, that fucking versatile piece of shit stuff.
Alright, so, are you guys going to buy rooms for everyone and, I guess, call it a night yourselves, or are you going to wait for...
Well, how's the...
God.
I'm gonna ask, how's the mood in the tavern?
Well, it's not a particularly busy night. Most folks are just talking quietly amongst themselves, but it seems pretty sedate. Occasionally you hear a couple of dwarves get excited about this bomb business. Apparently it really is the talk of the town. Nobody knows a whole lot about it, but they're all very excited to watch something very large explode.
Okay, so... If Frida tag teams with Jeffrey, can we start, like, lighten up the mood, get him a little bit happier?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can help too if you want.
Oh man, the traveling bard troops is finally going to traveling bard.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Alright.
Yeah, I have a +9 on my performance here. Do I get advantage, you say?
Yeah. From the three of you working together.
Hopefully it's a good roll. 21.
With that advantage, yeah. Jeffrey and Mary are excellent accompaniment to your already quite expert performing arts. And quite soon you
they're gonna
have the
some
attention
wicked
of...
fucking solos.
Yeah. Quite soon you have the attention of every dwarf in the place, and I guess probably by the second or third song, even Terran and his expectant baby mama have come out to see what's going on, and by the third song, they're actually both smiling again. Despite all of their disagreements. And yeah, I think that's a good enough place to call it for the night. We've improved the mood of the tavern. Kreshia and Co are getting ready to explore the wrong side of town, or wrong level of town.
I do wonder what Marcus been up to. Adjatha have been sitting there quiet, plotting our demise.
Well,
Just waiting for that moment to strike.
we've been fighting demons and came to a dwarven town, so I'm feeling a little bit more, at home with these kind of things. So I'm gonna spend my time carousing with the dwarves, drinking and joining them in tall tales of heroism and bravery and all kinds of crazy things.
Yay!
Well, the drunken guard dwarves have no idea who you are, but you have a large weapon and large armor, so you are welcome among them, good sir. And yeah, pretty soon I think Marcus is feeling like he's just at home all of a sudden, surrounded by races he actually recognizes.
I completely heard that the wrong way.
Racist. You all heard that too.
Racist, he actually knows.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, Marcus is the most racist old man here, whether he means to or not. But he's old, so he doesn't know any better. Oh God!
wow.
Help the reality.
Wow.
Now you understand the brilliance of Adjatha's character.
You're a man out of
Now
time.
it
You can't just say that, Captain Marcus America. Things are different now.
Alright. So yeah, let's see. Did you guys explore a new or interesting location for the first
Yes.
time? Yup.
Yeah.
Yup. Like
Yup.
twice over. Have you discovered a new and interesting truth about the world?
You gotta deal with demons too.
Fucking war honey badgers.
That's the most
They're a
important
lasting enemy
truth.
because they're everyone's lasting enemy. We can score that in, right?
I think so. Yes, that obviously works.
The honey badgers turn out to be the true evil. Lord
They
Winter
are
was
the
just
true
trying-
evil.
What do you mean turn out to be? They are.
Lord Winter was just trying to destroy them.
It's true.
Stop.
The only way to destroy the honey badgers is to destroy all life. So sacrifices must be made. So yeah, you scored that one as well. Did you advance or complete a quest?
Yes, we got Kardenthold. Finally.
Yeah.
With a prisoner.
Yeah, you sure did. And did you
I feel
neutralize?
like we've got a new quest from doing the demon thing.
I think you just got that quest and then resolved it immediately. But yeah.
Yeah.
Did you neutralize a direct threat to the Queen's peace? Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
What with taking out some demons who were going to run rampage and go hunting nobles and stuff. So that's a 5 XP session, everybody. Good job.
Hooray! I got enough to level as well. I get to join you guys.
Yeah, now you guys can
So
take
we're staying
some...
here at least a week so we can fucking level up. That means we
Oh,
also
yeah,
get to see the
because it's
explosion and everything.
Or if we survive the explosion and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big
There's that
F.
part.
So yeah, thank you guys all very much for playing. Hope you had some fun. And we'll see you
Indeed.
later,
It was very
stream.
nice.